Arthur Okonkwo in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo on loan from Arsenal.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. It's game day. It is round one of the EFL Cup. Sheffield United, the Blades, and Wrexham AFC at Bramall Lane. I apologize to those of you who are watching on Twitter. I've got the typo, and it is showing that it's still Wycombe Wanderers instead of the Sheffield one. But in any event, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we are on X. I'd prefer, if you have the opportunity, to slide on over to YouTube. It's a little bit easier for the chat, and that's where we put the polls and some of the interactivity that's there. So if your choice, you do what you wish to do. It'd be awesome to see you there. What do we do to talk about this one? Lineup came out, and let's just jump right into it, Brendan. I don't think that you've seen the lineup, so I'm going to read this out for you. Full changes. The only player who is starting from the game against Wycombe is James McLean. And also interesting, and this is a discussion point on Twitter, I don't know who oh, that's not it.
I put up the wrong one. I'm sorry. That's those are in the lineup. It's hilarious.
Producer B at the controls, taking care of it for the first time. So I'll read through what it actually is. Hayden also made a sudden appearance back into the lineup and did the old kit. Burton in net, the back line completely changed. We're going to go with Brunt on the right side, Scar in the middle, Boyle on the left. Bolton's going to run as the right wing back in the standard 3-5-2, and then we'll have Seb Revan over on the left. Here's where it gets interesting and we're a little bit confusing, is Rathbone, Evans, Jones, and McLean are all listed in the lineup. The three that are in the normal position where the midfielders go on the graphics are Jones, Evans, and McLean, and it has Rathbone being a forward running with Dalby. That doesn't make sense to me. I think McLean's the better option there. I don't know if Parky's changing it up and testing Rathbone as a striker. Maybe he's more creative than we thought. I think, as do most on Twitter, that it'll be McLean up front. I don't think we're changing our formation. What would that be? 3-4-2-1? I don't even know. So we'll leave it at that. The bench, Howard's there, so Gonko getting the full day off. Clueworth, Barnett, Dobson, Cannon, Lee, Fletcher, Merritt, and Palmer. Of those players that are there in the starting lineup, only 3 of them got any minutes in the game against Wycombe. Evans came in for the last 15. Revan had a cup of coffee. He had 3 minutes near the end, and McLean obviously on for the full 90. Sheffield United also doing mass changes in their lineup after their 2-0 win on the road away to Preston. to start their championship campaign over the weekend. Brewster, and I'm not going to say his first name, Slimane, he had 19 minutes. Sariki had 19 minutes, and Peck had a cup of coffee. The pure definition of a cup of coffee. He had one whopping minute at the end of the game sliding in. So this is two teams that the joy of having depth for Wrexham, right? The joy of having depth for Wrexham is we can completely change over our back five and most of our midfield and be still really confident with the guys that we go out there. How do we run against how do League One competitors, B squad? I wouldn't say it's a B squad. There's still lots of talent here, and I think Rathbone and Scar are going to be starters for us over the course of the year and steal those. I still think George Evans should be a starter as much and as amazing as Dobson played. I just really like George. So there's some quality there, and I suggest it's going to be the same for the Blades, Sheffield United. Brendan, do we want to talk rivalry? Is this a rivalry or is this just for fun? What's your take on this whole Sheffield versus Wrexham thing?
I don't think it's a rivalry at all. I don't think they see it as one. I don't think we see it as one. I think the media tried to hype something up, and so did what's his name from Sheffield United last year.
Billy Sharp, you mean?
Yeah, but I don't think anyone thinks it is. We know their standing. They know ours. They know we're gonna give them a good hard fought game, and we know we're both not putting out our best necessarily every time when we face each other. So yeah,
I'm just going through everything. Sorry guys, I haven't been checking out on the chat. I was focusing. We got Cancun in the house. We got the Shetland Islands is here. If you we'll run eventually the 51 countries that have been here. Make sure that you've checked that, and if I haven't shown it off yet, came in the mail, and no duty. Shh. I sent it to work, and thank you to the Canadian government for letting that one slide. So I only had to pay the tax the one time in the UK. So kudos to Grimsby for getting road improvements off of my 10 quid. So I'm happy that it's here, and I will tell you, the reports are correct. It looks much better in person than it does on the camera. The details of the dragon scale and the two dragons over on the side, sort of layered on the side. I'm a big fan of it. I'm still looking forward to the gold one. Hope to have that this weekend. I would have liked to have had it for this one because we'll be in gold, but it is what it is. Solar Solan says, I reckon it'll go to a draw and then penalties. Welsh Techie already noticed the new shirt, and I appreciate that. Colombia, Medellin. I forget the pronunciation, Deandra, and you're going to have to. And Deandra, why are you in Colombia? I don't know where home is for you, but I thought it was in Aruba, but maybe you were just touring around. Blackburn already up 1-0 on those guys from Manchester, also known as Stockport. And so I'm with you on this not being a rivalry, Brendan. But I also, South Yorkshire rivalries, it's sort of become part of my DNA with the in-laws from Doncaster and also from Rotherham. And my uncle-in-law, being a Sheffield Wednesday fan before his passing and having that tattoo and everything, that I think it's ingrained in me not to like Sheffield United. So as much as I respect the fact that it's not a rivalry between the two clubs, for me, I still would like to see them suffer. That's just probably a personal vendetta more than anything else. As far as the lineup, I mean, we get to see Dan Scar for the first time wearing 24, Ollie wearing number 20. Anything else that you're excited about seeing out of the lineup?
No, I mean, I'm glad we're getting to see, like you said, Rathbone and Scar, and more Revan. Like the way Fatmob has it all, listed out. McLean's on the far wing and Revan's inside, which doesn't
they've never been right, because I don't think we're ever going to run a 1-2-4-3. Is that what they've got us? Or sorry, 3-4-2-1, and with the three in the back, four in the middle, Rathbone and Revan. What?
Yeah.
If you listen to Parkey at the Hollywood Theater, which was a brilliant experience because you got so much more context about who Parkey is from a long interview in person, is you just got the sense that he views the 3-5-2 as a dynamic formation that allows them to create and move pieces around within the formation while maintaining sort of the same structure. And so there's different roles that can be played different times in the game. And so I think if he's so married to it that if there are changes, they're just going to be moderate ones. I just think that the graphic people made a mistake here. It's early in the season. I made a mistake on X and typed out Wycombe Wanderers and didn't copy and paste it out. If you are new here, do the watch-alongs every single game. Do hors d'oeuvres where I look at things that are not that happen off the pitch and how they impact things that are on the pitch. And the Who Are You series, looking to do potentially a change to the Who Are You series. I'd like to get the video out tonight for the Wycombe game or tomorrow, and then having a podcaster or a vlogger or a content creator from the other side have a look at it, and they're going to come on and say, what did I get wrong? What did I get right? And how did they end up seeing us? So that would be, I'm hoping, a nice little addition to things. Also, huge shout out, and here comes the advertising and the in-product placement. Ultimate Promotions. I found the pins, by the way. We'll talk about those in a little bit. Ultimate Promotions, they do custom medals, custom badges, custom pins. So if you're into sports trading, you end up requiring pins for your work. They have large North American companies like Home Depot and KLM and Paramedic Society, and a number of, they're the go-to for pins in Canada. They do custom free artwork, free shipping, at least in Canada. I don't want to throw them under the bus otherwise, but if you tell them that I sent you, I'm sure you'd get a good deal. They're making sure that all of this is ad-free all season long. They threw the cash in the pocket, and so massive appreciation out to Ultimate Promotions. You can go to ultimatepromotions.biz or ultipromo.com. Check them out. If you have a sports team and you want really cool medals that have all the custom stuff that you see for the running things, and you decide that those are really cool and you want them for your event, that's the sort of stuff that they do. And I have to admit that they have rave reviews. I found the pins. Let me hold it up again. There's the pins I was hauling around. I've got over about 100 of them. I'm going to try to figure out how to get these out to some people. So if you're interested, we'll probably talk about, do we talk about the Discord? Are we setting that up, Brendan?
Yeah, like right now, I just switched the Discord onto the screen, and I'm just going through the items that you have in the store. Yes. But the thought is that people will send in their pictures here and during this pregame thing, and like I would love to see someone sending me in the picture from Cancun, Colombia. Like I'd love to see either out the window or what the setup is where you're watching the game. That would be great, and then I could be kind of going through those, have them on Discord, and then be shuffling through them on this big screen here. So
I'll get back to that. I like the artwork, but also I designed it. One thing, got to pause. Welsh Techie, thank you so much. 20 gifted subs already off the top. You guys, if you didn't get a gifted sub and you're interested in having them, there are people, Welsh Techie being one of them, Chris being another. Whoever wants to gift members, you can do that. They're $1 per membership for the month, and then you get the badge and you get all the privileges, and we can expand and do emojis and things like that. So massive thanks out to Welsh Techie. If you want to make sure that you're able to get a membership while this is happening, go to YouTube, click on the little present at the top, and make sure you've toggled so that the memberships are on. Kim made a comment as well that said that this is on Paramount Plus in Canada, but no, it's not. Paramount Plus is in Canada, but not the sports component. And so this is on DAZN. At least I sure as hell hope it's on DAZN, because that's what I have loaded up. And so I see it here, and I'm hoping that we're able to get to that one. It's up. I searched for Wrexham. It's Sheffield United versus Wrexham. So I'm hoping that that's the case. I always say go to livesoccertv.com. In the button, just type in Wrexham, and they're going to list it out as to all of the sources, domestically or otherwise, that you'll be able to pick up the game. In Central America, that you're looking at largely ESPN Play, ESPN Caribbean. In South America, you're looking largely at Disney Plus. There are other places throughout the world. In Africa, it looks like it's Star Times Sports Premium, and then there's other European countries who have it. In the UK, you're going to be on Sky, obviously. And in the US, we can confirm, Brendan, you found it on Paramount Plus, correct?
I did, and it said it was going to be running at 2, then it said it was going to be running at 2:30, and then I was getting commercials, and then it said, "Uh-oh, an error has occurred. We're working to fix the problem. We'll be back up and running shortly," with a big OK button. And that's all I get now for Paramount Plus. So I don't know if anyone else is having that problem, but that's what I'm having.
And there's Kim's got the VPN trick, and she's not sure. I do know of somebody who had Paramount Plus, and they actually paid for it and sent it to a McDonald's address in Washington, and they have it with a VPN here, so it may work. Is there a link for the Discord? We'll put that together. Brendan, do you want to forward that to me in the Discord, and I'll put it in a link? We're just getting that all started. The shop is up, theredhorde.myshopify.com. If you have ideas for designs or something that's not there, let me know. Feel free to order the shirts. It should be working, although I didn't get. I've received orders from the US, the UK, and Canada. I haven't from anywhere else. So if you're somewhere where it doesn't work, it should be working everywhere. So feel free to reach out to me on X. DAZN has it for free in Canada. For free, I'm paying for a bloody membership. I didn't even think about it. But good for DAZN, I guess. If they've got it for free in Canada, DAZN.com will bring you up there. And in Iowa, Mertlin's here. Nice to see you here. James Lee's got it in Austin. So it looks like it's all up on Paramount Plus. And Brendan, I can see you're clicking around. And so I'll just carry this as you look for the game to make sure we all have it. Where do we send the picks against Santiago? We're going to get the link up. I'll pin it as a comment once we get it. And we will figure it all out. And Amok, yeah, it was awesome. You know what? That whole Vancouver experience and the Wrexham stuff will go down as one of my favorite memories I think I've ever had. Meeting Julie Burrell, meeting Wayne, meeting Andy Gilpin and Nathan Salt and Rich Fay and everybody that I met, Jerry. I almost don't want to list everybody off, as well as everybody from Virginia, Massachusetts, Iowa, Mertland, Oregon, Janie. It was so amazing to be around people. You've fallen in love with a club, you've fallen in love with a community, you've got to know them through this, and now everybody's sitting there just having a beer and having a smile. It was freaking amazing, and I loved it. Go ahead, Brendan. I cut you off.
No. I said Jason. I was trying to think, obviously, yeah, I spent time with all those same people. Mertland. It was an incredible crowd of people. It was awesome to meet them.
Yeah, Kim, and they've raised the prices. I think it's $35 a month, which I might be that vote in the poll that's now going 85% say win every game every day. I'm actually I'm in the lose territory, because if we're in the EFL Cup, I got to keep paying the $35 a month. Once we're out of the EFL Cup, I can get my games from iFollow, and I can just have my subscription for Sportsnet for the FA Cup. So for me, it's one of those things. I think as the fans, we're a little bit, when we have to have 3 different carriers to just be able to watch a Wrexham game, you start to be like, you know what, if we fell out of this one. The biggest thing is I want to sell out. The EFL Cup, also fascinating for those of you who aren't aware, the ticket revenues are shared. So it's 10% goes to the EFL, 45% to us, and 45% to Sheffield. So sell as many tickets as they possibly can, and we'll get them all out there. Jack's here from Rotterdam. How are you? And Santiago says the game is in Disney Plus, which is a miracle. And yeah, there's a lot of Central America and Caribbean countries that have Disney Plus listed on live soccer TV.com. So livesoccertv.com. 6 different Michaels in Vancouver. I guess we have a problem. W&G here with all the scores updates. Colchester up 1-0 on Reading. Fascinating. Barrow doing their thing against Port Vale, up 1-0. Tranmere, who cares? They're doing a thing. And Huddersfield, as they probably should, up on Morecambe. And
I think I sent you the Discord link in Discord, by the way.
You've sent the Discord link in Discord, so that means I should be able to pull that up. And then once I have that, I will pin it in the comments. Well, I will put it in and test it first. So just give me a moment to do that. And while we're talking about that, we've got Bolton coming up on Sunday. Something to consider. I'm almost certain, but you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment. Going to do the Reading match against the Lactics, Wigan. The reason we play Reading the following weekend, and so I wanted to be able to get an idea of who the players are and kind of see what their style is and do all that sort of stuff. So Saturday morning, that would be a 7 a.m. for me, 10 a.m. for those of you on the east coast of North America, and a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. If you're with me, do you want to join in? Would anybody be interested in doing the Reading match? You can let me know what your thoughts are on that. And I'm still struggling to get into Discord. So We'll do that. Brendan, as far as the Bolton game, I don't know if you had any chance to look at anything related to Bolton. Do you have any thoughts about that? Did you watch the highlights or anything regarding their matchup?
I watched the highlights of their game. Was that I'm trying to remember who they played now.
Leyton Orient. It was a 2-1 win.
Yeah, that was away.
Dion Charles, sorry. Probably one of the more annoying players I've ever seen. His goal celebration, I don't know why.
I didn't think
in hockey you would grab him and you would dummy him a couple of times over the head for that.
When I looked at Bolton, I didn't. I was expecting them to be a lot better. They just looked more dominant over Leyton Orient. From what everything that I heard about Leyton Orient, that they may not be in great shape. They may not look ready either. I know Bolton swapped out a fair number of people, but I don't know. I guess I expected more, but maybe there's certain teams that take a while to get going, and maybe Bolton is one of them. So that's why I wasn't all that upset about us getting kind of a stacked away lineup early in the season. I was worried about our psyche and thinking, okay, if we take too many losses early in the season, is it going to take them a while to get going? But I was thinking before these teams really get gelling, that could be our opportunity, considering, maybe the Rex Coast Tour got us bonded, and further along in our team development, and maybe we'll be a step ahead of them come this early season. So I don't know. I mean, looking ahead, I'm thinking any of these Bolton, Birmingham, Peterborough, Huddersfield, like Rotherham, if we can get a draw away with them, that's a plus, I think, right? So, a Bolton draw or maybe steal it in the last 5 or 10 minutes with a gem from Fletcher. Yeah, that would be awesome. But I think a draw is possible, and that's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Their podcast certainly suggesting that the team was not in proper form, and I will say that the goals they scored, it very easily could have gone the other way. The first goal that was scored by Charles, the goalkeeper for Leyton Orient looked horrible in both goals. Like, that was just a week. I don't know what he was doing. It didn't deflect. It was kind of a mishit ball, and it sort of snuck through and passed and right beside him. He wasn't ready for it, and I don't know exactly what he was doing. And then the second one was just a bad get. It was up in the air. It was in the area where he should have jumped up and been able to collect, and he didn't, and failed to do it. And as a consequence, well, they scored, and Leyton Orient hit a crossbar. But the reports are that wasn't Bolton's best. I'll tell you, I went through the lineup, and we'll see this during the report for Bolton. They're a stacked team. With their new additions, finished third last year and stacked. So that'll come out hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at. I'm still fighting my Discord as it's finally, I had to crash it and reopen it. So you've sent it here. I should be able to get it, and then just give me a moment. That looks like it's right for me. So I will copy and paste this into the chat, and it looks right for me. So let's just do that, and I will pin that. Nick, thanks for joining. Welcome. Wycombe already up 1-0 on Northampton, and James is going to actually go and see Bolton tomorrow.
Nick said he was at the Pint. I don't know if you met.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that Nick was at the Pint. I met Nick even before you came, Brendan. He came to the Hollywood Theater with me. Was Nick, and so know Nick well. Notts County up on Shrewsbury doing their thing. And I wonder if DAZN will keep playing them for free. Might be able to cancel one of those. Yeah, I don't know what DAZN is doing. That'll frustrate me because at $35 a month, I'm expecting some really good service out of this whole thing from them. In any event, we've got people checking into the Discord, which is sweet. So go ahead and do that, and we'll build and develop and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a nice little way to add to the community and get some information, and away we go. So feel free to do that and join and share and do that whole thing. We are 5 minutes away from loading this up. Fletcher, we haven't talked about him. I want him. It'll never happen. I would like to him be a very early sub, only because, assuming he's healthy, because there's been questions of whether he was injured or not. But for Fletcher, 4 years with the rival Sheffield Wednesday, I would love to have McLean and Fletcher. There's a bit of housery that's potential out there for people who jump on all over that one. I'd be excited. So, and I hate to ignore you on the Discord as people are sending messages and joining and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to focus on the chat and let that one go. And I need to pin this comment. Can I do that from here? No, I cannot. So 1 second while I figure that out. Little bit.
Oh, did you put up the emojis or did you forget?
I didn't forget. I didn't have time.
Okay.
In real life work, I've got a big trial coming up, and that's taking up all of my time at the moment. And so trying to juggle that with this, and away we go. 61 people already here for the preseason or the pre-show, so I'm excited about that. And those of you joining on Twitter, we continue to grow. Pin the comment, pin message. There we go. So we should have that pinned, and we should have the poll, which just the early returns on that poll, 81% say win every game, every day. And how do I review the rest of them? There we go. 7% win on pens, 9% loss, focus on the league. And I'm kind of in that territory because it just saved me $35 and we can focus on the league. And then 3% say loss, I'm a troll. Welcome, trolls. And if there's anybody who joins us from Sheffield joining along, you're more than welcome. Just don't be a jerk. You can be critical. You can, slap us around if you feel the need, but just don't be insulting and throw out the other stuff. Yes, subscribes, likes, let the algorithm gods know that we're here. That's the way to go about things, and I would be massively appreciative for all of those things. So as Brian said, get those likes out there. And Bristol City got a young stud from West Ham on loan, George Earthy. I'm thinking those loans are going to be more out there. We've got the Smith opportunity, Sheffield Wednesday. There's a couple players we could take a double from there. Fascinated to see that. And then the biggest news of the day, potentially for me, football related until this game ends. Jebison, who used to play for Sheffield United, you'll remember he got the red card in the game at the racecourse, and who's now with Bournemouth, who we played preseason. We've had a connection with Jebison all the way through, and I've thought, man, at some point in time, I would love to see him in a Wrexham kit. He unfollowed the English football club or national football team, the Three Lions, and started to follow Canada Soccer. And so maybe he's declared his interest, and that would be impressive with the World Cup coming, him knowing we need a striker up front, and Jebison saying, I'll be that guy for the Canadian national team. So that should be interesting. Jack of all trades. It's not on Disney Plus here. You are in North America, though. So I would think that you are on one of either Disney Plus one of either DAZN or Paramount. Brian, thanks for stepping up and subscribing. Appreciate that. Welcome to the posse as we continue to grow on that front. And it's always nice to have that $1 extra from everybody just to support everything as we go forward. It's allowed us to do things like pay for the ticket that Brendan used at the game. And we will look to give away tickets out in Wrexham. And the corporate sponsorship, I haven't looked it up in the last 3 days, but they still didn't have player sponsorships announced. And I was shocked that because last year I think it was like $500 or something, and I was looking at that as a potential something to work towards, but they don't have that up last time I checked, and I'll have to check that after this game is over. We're a minute away from them saying I'm going to go live at DAZN. You still have it correct, Brendan? You found it on the US channels?
Oh, I thought the link was bad, but it looks like W&G joined and a few others.
Yeah, no, it's popping up on mine as it's going through. I'm seeing the pop-ups. So it says it's on DAZN Canada, both on Live Soccer and on DAZN itself. I have a subscription and I'm on, and it says it's going live now in 876. So I will end up having that. So Woody, it is available in Canada on DAZN for $34.99 a month. You can pick that up. Although somebody said it was free. So if there is a free option or a trial option, this could be one you take part in, and away we go as it's loading, and I will find out how. Whoa. Let me turn it down. Yikes. All right. Well, we've got volume. That's for sure. Going through the commercials and all is good. It's on TV there. Lots of scores. W&G, you are a busy man today. 1-1 Fleetwood and West Brom. 1-0 Millwall and Portsmouth. Millwall and Portsmouth. Working at things. And we're already undergun. So get your finger on the telescore button because McLean's standing in the center of the dot. We'll figure out the shape here. Us in the beautiful gold kit going from left to right on Bramall Lane. I already see some empty seats. Unfortunate there. But I guess it is an EFL Cup match and first round. So maybe that whole other end is empty. So it looks like they might end up with 20,000, maybe 18,000 for tickets there. But we are underway.
Let me know when they kick off.
Go. I'm at 15 seconds on mine. And running. Holy, Blackburn putting the boots to that team from Manchester, also known as Stockport. Man, I will tell you this: the compared to iZone or iFollow, this is so much more ridiculously clear. Like I can see the hairs in George Evans's nose on that throw-in at the 42-second mark. Wrexham scrambling around, comes loose over on the left-hand side, an early opportunity, right-footed. I don't know. Will Boyle, of all players, has the ball land on his right foot. Not the striker that we wanted, but could have been the striker that we needed as he rolled over and found empty space. He was all alone and gave it the left foot, right foot, and just missed. Actually got the crossbar. Not a lot on it. Had options either way, and it did get saved. Hand on it from the Sheffield keeper to keep that one out as it just rolled off hand and off net. Boyle with the early opportunity. Damn, that was close. McLean going to do a left-footed in-swinger, and maybe the quality's too good as I'm buffering a little bit. And maybe I'll decrease that in a little bit. And now the volume went ridiculously low, so I'm going to get blasted for the ads.
Sean, what's the time you have?
So I'm at 1:45 right now, and moving forward. Long
2
ball.
minutes. Yeah.
Wrexham has come out guns blazing so far.
Tell me 2
minutes in right now. And I'm going to I've lost my stuff here. Just give me a second. Here we go. So it is Ollie's over on the right-hand side, and it does look like he might be drawing a little bit. No, it's I'm trying to figure out where McLean is because McLean looks like he's in the midfield. So we can find out who the strike pairing is and what our formation is. It's all the way back to Brunt over on the right-hand side, who's filling in, gets it back to Scar. First touch I've seen with it, gets it over to Brunt, and Brunt touches it up, and we've lost possession, kicking it out. How are you, Alex T? I think it is an awesome opportunity to test everybody out and get them adjusted and for us to get a taste as to what they are. And we've got James Jones over on the right-hand side of the midfield in the role that Cannon would normally sit in, it appears. And Bolton over there doing his thing. Don't have to worry about the FOTMOB stats because the zone brings them up. I can tell you already that we were leading in possession and in shots and in passes, but not in passing accuracy is Sheffield with control in the back line, passing back and forth. LiveSoccerTV.com if you're looking to pull them up and follow along to find out where you're getting the stream domestically. And I've got to bring the chat up here. Kim always has the brilliance in the comments. Stockport playing their U16 team is a novel approach. Yeah, we played our academy team today. 1-0 win over Leyton Orient's academy to start things off. And which of the new signings are on the field? Scar, well, Brunt's over on the right side, although we've seen him in preseason. The new ones, Scar and Rathbone are on. Revan's over on the left side. And that would be it. Burton in goal, obviously. So Boyle with it, left-hand side. Some control from Wrexham as we're up to 60%. Doncaster going up 1-0 on Salford. Burton, a little bit nervy, but still under control as the press came up on Burton and he was able to get it to Boyle and they could push it down over on the right-hand side. Brunt with it. Dances around the first player, looking forward to drive through the middle, but draws it back wisely to Scar. Scar over to Boyle. I like these gold kit. The socks, I think, don't match it perfectly, but it's a loose ball through Revan on the chase, but just handled neatly and moved on back. Sitting at 4 minutes and 38 seconds. We're just crawling in 0-0. And I'm looking for a little bit of help from FOTMob on some of these players, because the kit with that red and white stripe is, despite the clarity of the stream, is difficult to find out, as Boys over on the left side dance as well, but then the ball gets given away. It's over to us. We've got lots of bodies in the middle of the pitch, but we're sort of scrambled in possession and decide to bring it on back to Boyle to set up, and we go again. Revan down the left side. Nice little dance around the first player. 18-yard box. It's trying to split the difference. Dances around one, can't get around two, but gets it for a goal. Not for a corner, a goal kick. As they say, Revan knocked that out. Tough to take on two guys in any division, but this is still a championship squad. That's going to be tough to pull off. Five minutes, 40 seconds. I am loving the setup with the zone, and I'm going to have to... Giselle's checked in at school. Welcome. How are you? And Brian, it's been a while. Nice to see you. And fine. We're behind on Sky. I hope we're not too far behind everybody. Just another reminder, no spoilers if you get the opportunity. And yeah, Boyle's going to be fighting for minutes. We're just stacked on that back line. And I can't see, I see Lewis Brunt potentially fighting for minutes, because who do you choose between Tom O'Connor and Cleworth if you're going to have Scar and EOC on the pitch at the same time? Another giveaway forced. And was that Ollie who ended up nicking that one over to Jones? I think it was over on the right-hand side, just from the lack of familiarity and the curls of his hair. And we've earned ourselves a throw-in that's going to be taken by Bolton. It says move back, and so he accommodates. And it's Brunt back to Burton, and we're going to cycle around. Lots of possession early. The passing is there. We seem to be in control, and we feel like a team that's been playing together forever, which is a nice little thing. Evans misses the tackle, and here comes Sheffield United the other way, streaming in, forced by James McLean into the 18-yard box. Yeah, dances left, dances right, gets around Boyle, and Scar is there to chip that one away in the perfect position, just to end up saying, no, I'll bash the hell out of this and clear it. In the Netherlands. So let's go to... So it'll be a throw-in over from the right side, and they throw it down and try a cross, but it goes too far, and it's going to go harmlessly. And I think we're getting a goal kick out of that rather than a throw, and we are. Burton's going to take possession of that. So in the Netherlands, I've got this on Viaplay. Whoever Viaplay is, or Viaplay. And there's a couple of European places. Iceland has it on Viaplay. A couple of others in Europe as well. Long ball played down, not able to maintain possession, but it gets headed out, and we're going to get a throw-in over on the right-hand side. Bolton grabbing that. I'm going to take the moment of 8 minutes and 5 seconds to have a sip. Kim's looking for the yellow early. Vince has it synced. Perfect. That's awesome. Jones, cross, far post. Bounces around three heads. It falls, and it's hammered. McLean taking a crack at it. And just not able to get that one through. Watford up on the Dons. Swansea up on Gillingham, and Notts County doing its thing against Shrewsbury. Our back line is deep, right? Like James highlighting it there, but when you can swap out the entire back line and still feel like you've got three capable defenders, you're anything but Notts County at that point in time, if that's the bar. I'm with you, Foreign. I'm with you, Mr. Stanley. Oh no, it's not Stanley. This is Asham. Foreign Stanley. Asham Stanley FFC. The kid is gorgeous. The socks, I think, could be a little bit more faded, but maybe over the season, the washing machine will get it. Sheffield United with control, gets it over to Trusty, who slides it on over to Boys over on the left-hand side as Sheffield crosses the midfield stripe. Back to Trusty, and Sheffield United with a bit of control into the back line. Sareki, Trusty, just kicking it around as we've got our numbers back, and we just run the shape around in corners, waiting for them to advance the ball forward, and here they come. 35 yards out, a nice little spin move there. 94? I can't even read the numbers. I guess that's 34. Marsh would have been the one who made that nice move as Sheffield maintains possession, just gets it into the back line. No, it's counting defense. Are both mutually exclusive terms. Draw the Venn diagram for that. You've got two circles on opposite ends of the universe. Just inching their way forward, Sheffield United, and pushing us deeper into our territory as Peck grabs the ball, and it's he and Koulibaly working over on the right-hand side. 4 players as they do a nice little bit of interplay and enter it into the 18-yard box, and there's Scar to say thanks, but no thanks. But he gives us a corner. Oh, that was Brunt. Brunt, sorry. I never noticed. What number is Scar wearing? 24. Well done. That was Scar stepping up because it had 4 guys interplay over the right-hand side, and Brunt recognizing that, sliding over from his right-hand position to be able to be there to remove the threat. And here we go. It's going to be a right-footed out swinger. Thumped hard and onto the foot and just missed over the top. A laser beam by Brewster. That was about as pretty as you want to set it up. Well, clearly designed. That was Brewster. Evans gets boxed out on the block out play. They just set the screen on Evans, freed up Brewster coming around the corner of the screen, and he's in the air and off of the foot and laser beam right to him. A simple little pick play. Slapped it over the top of the net. I have to remember to sit back as I'm watching the screen. I'm so damn close. Ooh, danced around Boyle, and here comes Sareki, 18-yard box. Evans is there to slide in, and well done by Mr. Evans. Gorgeous George filling in for Boyle. Just knocks it away. No harm done. And on the run we go. Rathbone. Box-to-box man, they say. Not a lot of offense in him, but he'll put in the effort. And he'll be one of your best guys in the midfield at controlling, settling, and nicking ball. So let's hope that that's the case. Bramall Lane, Wimbledon, 1-1. And we've got somebody down. I don't know if we recognize that somebody's down because we're saying stuff it, play on, as they've got somebody who's been down for a while. And Revan with it. Draws it back, and McLean keeps it in and says, the fans aren't happy as we continue to play. And I like this message if he's not really hurt, but if he is hurt, I'm not so much of a fan of it. As Brunt says, play on. Oh, the housery. The housery. No foul given. It rolls out, and now it gets blown down. I did not see what happened, but that was an extended period of about a minute of football with a player still down, laying on the pitch, and he... What happened? What happened? So that was Sareki during the play. He ended up jumping over somebody, and he ends up doing the cross. And I think he pulled a groin on that cross. Immediately reached down for the right groin. So he's got problems there. That wasn't from the tackle. He danced around the tackle, and everything was fine. But when he went to go and make the cross, he slid it with his right foot, and from a weird angle. He moved the ball to the right, then swung it from the right to hook it left. Right here, and boof, and the sharpness of the cross, he hurt something. He immediately reached up and grabbed his groin. And I get it, Tom. It's the joy of latency. I'm going to get it, and it's got to get fed through the internet, and there's not much I can do with it. I'm hoping, does Paramount Plus allow you guys to hit the pause button for 19 seconds? Because if you can, that would be glorious. And James Lee agrees. That's a groin. Oh, and it may be for some. It's that it's jumping forward and backwards, and so it looks like he's going to be okay. Got a thumbs up away from the groin. So behind by about 15, then up by about 8 or 10 seconds, and so we'll see what happens with with them. That's the best I've seen Boyle hustle. When you're hungry for minutes and you've got as deep a back line, that's the joy of having competition throughout is you get on the pitch and you know you better be bringing the goods. This Sheffield United will get under control. And I don't know whether you guys can slow down with the zone. I can pause and back up 10 seconds, but I'm live right now. Whoa, nice little feed through pass by Sheffield United through about 6 bodies to be able to get there and immediately drawn back. And that's going to be Peck with it, looking to settle things down. So Sheffield United just with control. The stats, if you're not able to follow them up, I don't know if Paramount Plus has them, but DAZN does. FOTMob obviously has them. We're leading in shots 2-1 with 1 on target. Passing, we're only got 66 and 78% percentage. And possession, though, starting to eke towards Sheffield as the ball rolls harmlessly to Burton. And there you go. You can pause on Paramount, but it's slow to respond and hard to estimate. So it could just be one of those things where you end up being stuck watching them as broadcasters or dealing with the delay and turning me up to catch the reactions, which some people do. Chad, how are you, Arizona? Live feed for you, Chad, in Arizona is going to be on Paramount Plus /CBS. I think it's just on Paramount Plus for this one. So you'll have to grab that if you don't have it. And so, yeah, do your thing and get accustomed, and we'll all figure that out as Brunt advances it forward and the battle ensues, and it looks like we're scrambling to get control again. Dalby made his way all the way back. Ball ends up landing to the foot of Rev, and he gets it to McLean, and he's going to get across all the way, trying to get it to Dalby, but intercepted in the middle of the box. I don't know if he mishit that or if he was going for a strike and thought last second, no, wait, I see Dalby, and he just missed it. Wrexham, echoing through the crowd at Bramall Lane. Sheffield nicks the ball. Here they come, 5, screaming down right field. Boyle trying to step up and get over to the defender. It's crossed in front of the box, and Scar. That's twice. He is just positionally in the right place twice now, and just the easy little chip from clearance. If that's what we're going to get from the middle of our center backs as far as clearing those dangerous clearances through the middle of the box, I'm all for it, as that was a nothing seeing, nothing doing sort of clearance from Mr. Scar. Zachary's stuck to workplace firewalls. God, can't help you with that. And so you're there. Match prediction coming in from Twitch, from Leverkusen. I think this is going to go to pens, and I don't think we're going to win. I'll take a 1-1 battle. This seems to be fairly even so far. Boyle had that opportunity, and probably anybody else, I hate to knock on Boyle, but anybody else with the ball on his feet with that much space on the left-hand side, and it's probably in the back of the net, is, a courageous aerial by Boyle to clear that one up, and then comes to the ground awkwardly. But we are running a 3-5-2. Dalby up there. Revan over on the left-hand side. Looking for Dalby. McLean's up there. Ball is loose. Dalby, McLean. They played the ma and pa defense move. Who's going to take this? You have the ball. No, you have the ball. And the Sheffield United, the Blade defender, just walked up through the middle and nicked it. And away they come, Sheffield United the other way. This is going to be through Trusty. What a great name for a center back, for a fullback. Almost as good as Tough Sheet Stadium. The puns you can have for that one coming up. Rathbone missing the tackle on Ben Slimane, he who will not be called by his first name. And a player gone down. Sheffield fans yelling for a call. I didn't see a penalty in the tackle, and I don't know how significant the injury is. It's a bad giveaway, and here comes a free chance, and it's over the top. I would like to see the replay on that one. Was that Lewis who had that giveaway? Just put it right onto the feet of Peck, and that's Sareki who's down, that groin causing a problem. He heard it 6 minutes ago now, and he's likely going to have to come off here as he's down with the groin injury. There you go. The Broad Street Bullies of the EFL. The way that the fans shouted when Serkey went down, you'd think that he got fouled really hard. It was McLean that was there. And no, McLean didn't touch him. He in the stop, he came to a full stop with his feet before him and tried to rotate over to the left-hand side. And as in doing so, he hurt his groin, and you can see him immediately pull up once he made that stop and go move. And that was all him. So Crawley up on Swindon, call this a watch and work listening to you. And Ruth just looks at the screen when I get excited. Long live the king. Talking to Maka. It may be. It was certainly louder, the Wrexham fans so far at Bramall Lane. And Siricki, yeah, he's going to have to come off. So we'll see who that early sub is. 19-minute mark, and we're guaranteed to have at least 3 minutes of added time now. Siricki off in the 20th minute. '20-year-old Alki Gilchrist. And do you guys have U.S. broadcasters down there? I clearly have, I'm assuming the same broadcaster as the Sky Network in this one. Yeah, it could be. And I've seen, it's like what do you call this? What would you call this formation? Because it looks like we have a forward, but McLean and or Rathbone eking up on either side to fill in. But we've got 3 in the back. So we'll still figure this out. They've still got us listed as a 3-4-2-1. And maybe that is the position, although McLean's kind of been rovering through all positions on the field as Sheffield, through a midfield battle, able to get control, and they knock it on back over to Suter. Suter, boys, trusty. 57% possession by Sheffield. Shots are now equal. It's been so far relatively equal. I'd say Sheffield maybe getting a bit more control in the last 5 minutes or so as far as advancing and looking forward. Only because we haven't advanced before. I haven't said Gerbic's name at all for an extended period here. So many scores, W&G. So many scores. I appreciate you, man. I don't recall trying to go for Gilchrist, but maybe that's one that I missed. Grimsby, a 1-0 lead over the Chickens. Leyton Orient doing it to the Welsh neighbors in Newport. And Preston trying to recover from that game against Sheffield. They're up on Sunderland. That's a EFL battle for sure, Sunderland and Preston. Free kick going the other way. Well, I don't expect this one to be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination, as Derby scores and goes 1-1 with Chesterfield. No longer is Chesterfield in the trophy, the EFL trophy. They get to move right up to the cup for the first time. All right. Ruth thinking that it's probably the same announcer then for everybody. Quiet is the broad. It's one of the things I appreciate about football broadcasters is their quietness and their ability to get excited when the moment warrants it. But I like hearing the build up and talking about it and trying to assess what's happening on the pitch. And right now it's just a kickabout by Sheffield as they draw it all the way back to Gerbich, and he's going to push the ball forward on a little bit of a lazy pass, but Trusty's able to gain control, and away we go. I'm guessing that 3-4-3 variant is sort of what we're looking at, right? It's clearly been the 3 in the back with the winger sort of sliding back in part of that 4, and then you've got I'm assuming it's Evans and Jones that are playing sort of the backline midsection while Rathbone is up, just by how frequently they're moving all over the pitch. Jones, Evan, Rathbone. Yeah, and that's how it's set up as I look at the midfield there is Revan. Nice little tackle, but it ends up landing on the foot of Peck. Curses to Peck and to boys for having similarly numbered jerseys, 43 and 42. I keep having to have a look. Free kick, going to go Sheffield's way. Bit of a dangerous position. 18-yard box extended out and about 25, 30 yards away. Not enough for a shot on goal, but certainly enough to put a threatening ball into the middle of the pitch. Huddersfield jumps up 2-0 on Morecambe. A gentle reminder, bump that like button, hit that subscribe button while you're there. If you're over watching this on Twitch or on X, we've got a poll and a whole bunch of stuff that's happening on YouTube. There's memberships to be granted, and that's usually where most people congregate. But happy to have you wherever you're watching. The watch-alongs all season long, brought to you by Ultimate Promotions. Right-footed, over from the right side, so it's going to be a bit of an in-swinger, far post. And it's put into the middle of the box. Dangerous. It's down and hammered out. And it's going to go. Did that go for a corner? Slimani had it land on his foot. They had kind of an opportunity, and it was cleared away. It ended up landing to Slimani, and he ends up left-footing it off of somebody. It was Evans missed the header, got headed into the middle of the box, and couldn't be controlled by, that would have been Sutar, the center back who was all the way up there, got pumped clear, and then right on the foot of Slimani. So it's going to be Slimani. It's going to be a left footer or left-sided corner now that's going to come in as it bounced off. In swinger, short post, flicked on, cleared up into the air, chested. Oh, Burton with an amazing save, hammered right at him to help, but chested down by a Wrexham player right into the 18-yard box and to a Sheffield United player who might have been offside if they would have been the party touching the ball. Saw the hands go up, but it came off of us as we played it into a dangerous spot on the box, and Burton, positionally, otherwise, right in the right spot, took that thump, a cannon, right off the chest. Whoo-wee! Don't want to see that one again. So it's flicked on. Boyle clears it in the air, and it's chested back, and then it's knocked back again by a Wrexham player, and then just smashed by Brewster. Is it Brewster that smashed that? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe that should have been offside. On second thought, it looked like it did come off of the Wrexham player, and he played it through the legs. I thought that came off of a Wrexham player. I'd like to see the replay again. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Hoi, oi, oi. Too much excitement on that one, but we'll take the save. Puffer from the island, how are you? Always a special place. Proposed at Maple Bay over on the island, so I will have that. His hands stinging, chest stinging. I think heart's racing a little bit. You take a bullet like that. And Ruth, you say that blabber in the silence, but I like filling the gap. But then I guess it's a different thing. I'm also concerned that there's people who are listening to it as though this is a radio and they don't have an opportunity to watch it. So they've got to feel the pace of this. As Jones forces a steal, and we were on a 3-on-2 the other way. Rathbone flip over, opportunity. Dalby took too long, sir. Took too long. Defender got back. He went right foot, left foot, and if he was a little bit quicker and had a quick shot, didn't hear the footsteps behind him, and instead Dalby just had the ball nicked. Well done by Jones, forcing the turnover. Rathbone advancing it, got a nice pass over. Maybe a little bit more pace on that pass from Rathbone would have helped. So, 3-4-3 outside mid coming back almost as wing backs. I think that's what you've got. Yeah. Kim, Sareki pulled his groin when McLean glared at him. Nice little play on there. Rolls through. Dalby able to force it through. We've maintained possession as Bolton tries to get past, but it's cleared by Trusty, and we'll get a throw in. This is finally, we probably went about 8-9 minutes without Wrexham doing anything threatening, and we're starting to advance the ball forward here. Had the opportunity, a little bit more weight from Rathbone's, maybe a better communication to Dalby that he had footprints coming up behind him. Would have gone a long way to let him know that he just needed to get rid of that ball quickly, because I think he had space for a little right foot, left foot hammer, but instead it went harmlessly out. Long ball from Burton, battle in the midfield. JJ's having himself a game early, had the turnover, settles that one down there. Bolton tried to get the cross in, it gets blocked out, and we'll get a corner in front of the empty end at Bramall. They're playing as though this is a 3. Dalby versus Sutar, the greatest mismatch ever. Somebody's described it as on Discord. Whew. And that save was Burton going to his right, and well done. Off to right, the right palm has to be stinging. Far post, headed down. It's right there. Scores! Whoo! Will Boyle, the remedy The striker, the sniffing it out and getting it done. William Boyle, that was a brilliant little pass, and I don't know who gave it to him as it went far post off of the cross, and Will Boyle just collects it, and all business, Mr. Boyle. No celebration from him. Left-footed in-swinger from McLean goes to the far post, and it's headed right to the feet of Boyle, and that was Scar. I was like, who's 24? Who's 24? It's Scar. With the nice little header down to the feet of Boyle, easy as the simple volley, and Rathbone knew that was going in before it even went in. He was screaming on Boyle's backswing. Watch that on a replay when you get a chance, and just look for Rathbone's celebration. The Boyle goal. He knew that was going in the back of the net. The sense, the feeling. Good times, we're up 1-0. The good guys. Woo! Well, the joys of being big, if you're up against bigs, maybe you can shoulder them out and fight them off. Hey, hit that like button while you're at it, everybody. I don't know why you got blocked there. Yeah, try and limit the spoilers. I know everybody's ahead, but we'll figure that out. And that's all fine. We'll figure that out as the season goes on. And no all caps. I hate Fought Mob, but goal as Fought Mob puts it up before everybody else got it. I didn't get it. And I guess that's the joy of me not following the chat. Reese with the donation on the goal, the $2. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Boyles with the 1980s flot pop. Having a good time on this one as Wycombe goes up 2-0. I almost dropped my tablet. Love your enthusiasm. I'm there. Oh, dangerous. Into the area. Scar jumps over and climbs the ladder and heads that away. I'm spitting. We are up 1-0 in Bramall Lane. We've done this before, and it's as Sheffield's starting to lose their bother. That one just cleared out into touch. Always forget to mute Fought Mob. There's the hit. And yeah, indeed, Chad. I'll put that one up there. Let's go. Boyle gets the coveted spot on the bus trip, but not necessarily in the starting lineup because it's an EFL Cup match. So we're always going to go with Burton. That's why we went in and got a solid keeper. Burton, he's all right. I'm moving over, trying to adjust myself as I deal with might have to move that chat down a little bit somewhere else, far corner. I'm thinking watching this, Brendan, on the screen underneath the cards, because where it's up, we've lost part of the scoreboard, and I think with the red kit, we might have to move it on top of the turf picture. Somebody ended up just taking a whack in the shoulder. Trusty. The Bramall Lane is echoing, and so that was a battle between Dalby and Trusty. No, Howard's not. Howard is going to get some trophy games. Maybe. He's basically a glorified goal coach at this point, and I think that was accepted when Burton came in, and I think it was the right move, to be fair. I really like Chomp. I think he's a great character, but he's like Foster. He's sort of aging out a little bit, and so that was a fall. But Trusty's a tank. That's it. Gerbich, 33rd minute, 32 minutes and 43 seconds, and we're up forward is all the way back. Rathbone box to box is no joke, as he almost nicked that one out of nothing. But here comes Sheffield the other way on a quick little turnover to the right hand side. Scar gives Burton a tap for giving him a heart attack. As that was, I'm going to move this because I don't want that vibrating like mad. Thought I turned off all of my notifications. Let's turn on the do not disturb. Scar almost with the own goal there. Did the right-footed flick up in the air, and it cleared the top of the net by about a foot and a half as Burton had to scramble to save that. And here we go with the right-footed in-swinger. The pick play. You knew that was coming to number 6, and the ball went right in the right area, but just not to him. And so it was a miss on the targeting. But that pick play, their set pieces, Sheffield, have looked next level. That's twice that they've run a brilliant little pick to open up somebody. The first time it was Brewster. This time it was Sudar. Unfortunately, the pass didn't connect on that one, but yikes. Singing for McLean. Corey got her jersey. John Kopak hit the subscribe button, and it's headed towards the goal, and it's up over top. And given as a corner, Brewster and Evans having a laugh. Whew, there's so much going on. Third corner in a row here. That one went far post, headed in, and then there was like a double header off of Brewster and then off of Evans' head. And so we'll do a corner from the other side here, the right footer. Scar and Sutar having a battle. Sutar is a big, big man. Far post, headed, open. Oh, cleared off the line. It's gone in. No way. No way. That was saved off the line. Give me a replay. The lino said that went across the line. And James Jones, there's no way that was even close. So we've got 1-1, no VAR in EFL Cup matches. And let's watch this again. James Jones on the near post. He's on the ball. It's close. I don't know how you... Yeah, okay, that's in. That much. You say not a goal. Ruth says it did not cross. That one angle, it's got to be full ball, and it's always the tricky part of that angle. Do they have goal line technology for this one? Somebody want to Google that? Goal decision system. Oh, yeah, there's the decision system. And literally by that much. Literally by that much. So the Hikes. I thought he cleared it off the line. 1-1. We would have been fortunate because that was a brilliant header. Just too many corners, and I'll say this. You got to give it to Sheffield United. Their set pieces are something that I haven't seen in an FA Cup game. Didn't see from them previously in the FA Cup. They're on when it comes to the set pieces, and that's 4 different sets. They've had how many corners though? 4 of them that have been looked exceptionally threatening off of 5 corners. That was in, but damn. No VAR, but they have the goal line technology because they showed it up on the screen and it was in. It was in. And super close. And there was one camera angle that you could see. It just was hard from the camera angles, and that's why you need the technology, is because you've got to go from the edge of the ball, not the circular part of the ball, right? Because you could see some grass, certainly between the ball and the white line. And it looked in, but sometimes you get that it deceiving because of the circumference of the ball. But when they showed the technology, it was clearly in. It is what it is. It's a 1-1 game, and away we go. It's been fun, and that's how this is supposed to be. Punch, counter punch, and we go again. 66% possession. Shots are 9-3. And a lot of those coming off those corners as my lighting has changed. Jones, JJ having himself a good game. Nicks it along the right-hand side in midfield, hammers it out, and we'll get a throw in. Frustrating. Yeah, set pieces are works of art. That is for damn sure. Do we have a set piece coach? I don't know who is responsible for it, but every club's going to have one. If somebody from Wrexham is in the know more than I am, whether that's Parkin or somebody else. Nobody dedicated, as far as I'm aware, but it will fall into somebody's responsibility. But they have run countless pick play. That wasn't so much as a pick play as much as it was a short post headed on. Which is one of the, I think that's our standard move, is to find somebody near post, head post, and either flick on or head it back in. But their pick play stuff has been exceptional. Yes, this has been an exciting one, and that's what you want, is some good football. And we're running with a team that was in the Prem, as crappy as they were last year, and is expected to be near the top of the championship. And we're doing our own. As Dalby ended up getting an opportunity to thump that one away. No, it goes to Scooter, who clears, and now it's just going to get rescued here by Gerbich, who comes out and collects it. All the way over to the left-hand side, gets it to Trusty. The press is on, and we should get a throw in, and we do. Bolton forcing the turnover on that one. Well done. Just play it in, Bolton. Just play it in. Got space. There you go. Brunt. Uh-oh. Did we get something dropped in the background there, Brendan? Just watching this again. The kick comes in, and that one just went far post and landed on his boot, and he just put it in. Jones, I thought he had that. Frustrating. And you can see on the replay, Jones goes over to the assistant to complain and say, "I got that off the line," and the official just goes, "My watch went off." So that's how I'm telling you it didn't happen. Bugger. Throw in left-hand side. Wrexham with a little bit more control here recently, but we're still looking at 2/3, 1/3 possession to Sheffield to us. Played through the midfield. Scramble is on. Bodies falling, and Sheffield going to walk away with it. Going to get it over to the left-hand side. Advancing forward. Brunt out there to defend. Ooh, Slimani just danced Brunt, but Brunt got himself back, collected, and he forced the play back. Well done by Brunt after he got beat on a turn, getting back there. I have not even looked up the Mullen comeback story because things are going well anyways. Good that it's an away game, chucking it down here. We know the weather in Wrexham. I don't know what it is in South Yorkshire, but there's James. He's going to miss a month for sure. I knew that it wasn't a timeline for him to come back. He just started his training. And there's W&G looking for, and I'd say we're going to get at least probably 4 minutes. You've got 2 goals. You've had the injuries to Sureki ×2, and you had the bump to Trusty. So there's been some delays. So 4 minutes, maybe 5. We'll see how it goes as it's controlled by Sheffield midfield stripes. Sutar advances it forward, and they're going to recollect. How old is Sutar? The guy is just a unit. Advanced forward. Brewster comes all the way back and pulls the switch over to the right-hand side. Advanced in, 18-yard box. Boyle out there. Interrupt. And that's Hampson, who I haven't called all game, who's on with Boyle and forced to go all the way back, and they're going to recycle and try the switch. No, they're going to go right side again, but they missed the pass. And a yellow card came for something that happened off camera over on the right-hand side. McLean for a late foul. There's your yellow. And I'm trying to see what happened here. A little bit late on the shoulder charge, leaned into him. If you're going to call a foul, but I don't think that that's a yellow at all. That's barely a foul. But you're James McLean, and you're running down the wing, and you hate the effing king. You're going to pick up a yellow. The ref, clearly a loyalist, took the opportunity to send the message. The other thing I want to know about Sutar is, what is his hat size? Yeah, so he's got cardio to go. Plus, we want the injury to check up. We're going to be 40 yards out here, 35 yards out with a right-footed kick across the box. Peck's going to take it. Whistle goes. 42 minutes, 41 seconds. Far post, searching, headed back towards goal. Oh, volley missed and cleared. Woo-hoo-hoo. Slimani had the opportunity on a volley to punish that one. Oh, and I thought Gerbich missed that one. The ball boy not helping out, steps away from the ball. Well done. Gerbich running out on that long ball to go, and he just kicks it out. So he's now scrambled way out of position. So's the defense, all hustling to get back. And the ball goes out of position, and we go and try to collect it. And we run for the ball, and the ball boy turns away from it sitting on the stool. Well played by the ball boy. That's the home team advantage. And here we go, left-footed from McLean. Nobody there. Can it get nicked? Bolton trying to get it. Pushes it down. Rathbone! Deflection. Save. Darn it. Rathbone with his first attempt at goal in a Wrexham jersey. Not much there. Only 25. Not much in the last couple of years. His melon is massive. He is massive. And I agree, it would be nice to get another one. the RKO, the foot's what caught him. I didn't see that on the. I saw the lean on the shoulder. I think you're right. He probably was already going down. It was just that extra lean, I think, that got him to. But that's a foul. But it's not a yellow card. That's going to be the over/under. Maybe we turn that into the poll. Who wins the yellow card battle? We'll put that up in the halftime as we've got this in 4 to 4 minutes of added time, probably, I suspect. We'll find out here shortly as that gets knocked out by Brunt and Boys goes to collect it for Sheffield to do a throw in from 9 yards away from the goal line. Boys and Hampson have impressed. Interesting call from the shout out from the Boys. Yes, Hampson. I didn't see him until late. And as I see it, Hampson just runs past and tries to beat. I think that's JJ. No. Nash says 4 or 5 minutes. Here comes the announcement. Poorly played forward, and we're going to get a throw in and have possession coming on the other way. I'm with you, Julia. Let's go Wrexham and get this thing going. I said, let's go. Slap my wrists. Come on, Wrexham. Possession is now 70%, 30%. As much as I felt like we're in this game, I can't deny that with the corners being 5-2 and how threatening they've been, we probably walk away from this at 1-1 with the shots 9-4. We've had more shots on target. So something to be said about that. Maybe that's why I feel like we do that. We call that a watermelon head. In Saskatchewan, our watermelon heads are Saskatchewan Rough Rider fans. CFL, gridiron football, and we wear our watermelons on our heads to football matches. Caught his foot with the shin. I missed the feet. I just saw the late lunge on the replay. So RKO saying that he might have caught him with his foot in the shin. Well played by Brunt to be able to get to that one and advances it forward. Dalby dancing. Knocked out. We'll get a throw in. I didn't see how many minutes came up. Does anybody else have that? It's not on my DAZN app with the graphics, so it might be elsewhere. Let us know how much added time you've got because I missed the in-game announcement and they haven't put it on the graphic. Sheffield steals the ball, advancing forward, and it's out. Burton all the way out to thump that one down. So, Revan wheels. He's nicked it. He beats Suter and right-footed over the top. Well done by him. He outpaced Suter to the ball and then ends up getting his right foot on it and tries to do the chip shot over top, and he just missed over to the right-hand side. In Saskatchewan? No, Saskatchewan. Oh, it wasn't Suter. He was there. He reached his right around the defender, and that wasn't Suter that was back there. But he's grabbing the defender, and he moves it right behind the defender and punches it up over top and just misses. As we're going 4 minutes of added time. Thanks, RKO. Just a bit outside. Oh, and W&G got that as well. Appreciate you guys helping out with that one. That's a couple of near misses. And I didn't miss. Was that the sub Gilchrist who was on defending for that one in for Sareki on that side? I think it was. The young man, 20 years of age, got sort of schooled by the veteran Revan who outpaced him and then set him up and grabbed him and went behind him to get to the ball. If that would have gone in, that would have been some sort of solo effort to be able to score that one. Would have been a beauty. For sure. 1 minute left of added time. Boyle with it, searching, looking. Evans comes back to help out, and we're going to build it up on a switch over to the right-hand side as we're still in our own side of the half. Bolton advances it back, advances it forward, gets wiped out. Nothing on the call on that one. Interesting is Rathbone box to box, and he knocks it out. That's what they said is he's a hustler, and he busted his hump and went down there. I like that. Just a bunch of dogs with bones all over the pitch. Revan, like, we're pacey. Watch Bolton here. Yeah, he got cleared out. He got cleared out by Boyce over on that left side and couldn't advance on the ball. No card, no foul on that one. And then Rathbone out hustled and got pushed in the back and it went out. We get the throw in. And it's going to be cleared away. Brewster knocks it back. Is Sheffield going to try to go one last counterattack break here with 10 seconds left? Brewster saves it right-hand side. Miss hit, but he still maintains control. Brewster draws it back 30 yards out, setting up one last kick at the cat as McLean comes out, has a look, and they're going to draw it all the way back. And the ref says, that's my excuse to blow the whistle for the half. Action, entertainment, and a whole bunch of joy. Boyle almost had one early, missed, collected up off a nice little play by Scar on the cross on the corner from McLean. And then the story has really been Sheffield set pieces. 9 shots, 2 on target. And then we had a goal line technology save, and McLean's over talking about it, and also talking about the foul, saying, what are you doing? Housery. And I'm looking forward to Fletcher in the second half. Brendan, let me know when you jump back in, and we'll figure out the half here. It looks like maybe it's only going to be about 15,000 for this one. But hey, it's an away day, and at 15,000, that's still money for us. So, Brendan, your take on that one, their success in the back line and with their corners, is that a sorry, I just saw one of the subs who was warming up get blasted by the sprinklers and popped up right next to him. Sorry, I got distracted. What's your take on our back line from that one? There 5 corners. Was it quality of the set pieces? Was that weakness of our back line? What did you think of them 2 new guys there working with Boyley? Well, never in minutes. I mean, Brunt was there for preseason. Scar never was, but this is their the first full game that either of those have played in Wrexham kit. And so you've got them brand new, and Boyle. I mean, when did he have his last league match? I'd have to go and bring back the stats, but he wasn't a full starter for the last half of the season last year. So. Never. They're new. So I know we can't blame them, but do you say that back line was a little bit weaker than we'd like, or do you just say that was quality of the set pieces of Sheffield that got to us? That was Brewster. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Brendan, they can't hear you. I can hear you. Brendan, I'm going to take over because I've got you cut off here. So
no, I made a mistake. I muted myself.
You muted yourself. Okay, so you're back. So what we were talking about, I asked you about the back line, and I guess everybody heard that. So go ahead with your thoughts again on the set pieces and otherwise.
Yeah, I guess so. On the set pieces, we were initially talking about the fact that this group hasn't worked well together. Brent hasn't been. I mean, Brent's been there most of the time, but it's been Scar that hasn't been there long. And I thought Scar was a little slow to react on that first pick play. He looked like he was kind of playing that free safety role, and if someone came off a pick, he would get there. He didn't get there in time. They got kind of burnt a couple more times almost with that pick play. Once they did it well, but the other times they weren't. And on a few of the clears, Scar was mishitting the clears. And just in general, I'm not sure about how well the back line's playing. The guy I would expect to be struggling the most has been doing the best, which is Boyle. Not counting the goal, he's done very well against quicker players on that wing. I thought he was going to get run past, and he hasn't. What I was going to reference is in Vancouver, we saw EOC yelling at Brunt when he's on that to the right of EOC.
Right of him.
To
Yeah.
actually move up so that when they swing the ball around the back line, they're not flat, that they can progress it up the field if Brunt's moved further forward on that right side. So they really kind of run more of a 2 back line instead of a 3. And they have Brunt way up on the right side. The problem is in Vancouver, he kept getting caught up too high and not getting back. And that really exposed them a couple of times. And the one time he challenges to press, if they're late on the challenge, they get around him, and that's what they did. He happened to get back on this one. He called it out during the game. I'm a little worried about that. I hope they kind of straighten that out where he either commits and make sure he gets to the challenge early or he doesn't. Because right now he keeps exposing them on that right side. So
yeah, it's. I mean, I think that they've had some fortunate bounces a couple of times where the clearances. It's kind of 6 to 1, half dozen to another, where some of the clearances have been. You need to make them better to ensure they don't have an opportunity to fall to an opponent's feet, and we've had a couple of instances where that's happened too frequently. But I thought that they've afforded themselves really well on the set pieces. I don't know how much of it they're doing zone and how much they're doing man to man, but that first one that was clearly Evans got perfectly picked in opening up Brewster, and when he got picked, nobody picked Brewster up. And it was the same on the other play where Stutar came around the other way and got that header. There's just no opportunity there. So we'll see. You know, we had 3 shots on target, and really you had the Rathbone opportunity that could have gone in. You had the Boyle opportunity that could have gone in. You had Dalby, who, if he was a little bit faster and maybe a bit more better communication, would have been able to get a left footer away. We had our opportunities. They certainly had theirs. Other than the goal, you had the Brewster right footer, you had the Stutar attempt with the header. They've had that missed volley by Ben Slimani. They've been in the mix. FOTMOB stats are up there. I don't have those ones up, but let's just see if I can pull them, and we can go over them together. They send Will Boyle leading the group with an 8.0 FOTMOB rating, and just for the record, James Jones, who I thought was having a hell of a game at 6.0. I thought he's looked good for 2 or 3 turnovers.
I've watched him give it away twice in the midfield.
Well, the man giveth, the man taketh away. And so just running through the stats then on the expected goals were down by 0.7, 1.21 to 0.56 for whatever that's worth to people. They're ahead on shots. We've got more shots on target. They've had more big chances, and they've missed 2 of their big chances. You go down to the total shots and off target. They've obviously, if you make 8 and you only have 2 of them on target, then that means that you've missed 5 times. Lots of them come in from inside the box, and then the pass is just substantially different. They've been playing a possession game, 315 to 142, more than double, and 169 of those in their own half. When we have it, we seem to try to advance the ball forward. When they have it, they're a lot more patient with it. Touches in the opponent box, that's, I think, a more key stat than anything else. 19 to 13 gives you an idea that it's been more even than the 69%, 31% possession stats identify, as both teams are relatively comfortable advancing it into the box. 2 saves for us, 1 for them. We've been ahead in tackles, or even in interceptions. We've had more blocks and we've had more clearances. And W&G are running through the whole scores here. Rotherham draw equal with Crewe, Portsmouth equal with Millwall, Leyton Orient way up on Newport, Crawley up on Swindon, Colchester 2-0 up on Reading. Maybe that bodes well for 2 weeks from now when we have Reading visiting the Kairos, and that team from Manchester, also known as Stockport, 4-1 Blackburn over Stockport. A couple of things just to take care of while we're through here. Live stream being brought to you, or the watch along being brought to you all season long by Ultimate Promotions, ultipromo.biz, ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. there is a graphic, I think, somewhere, Brendan. We'll have to throw that up at a couple of times during the second half, so people can see that. The link's down in the description for you to go and check them out. If you need custom pins like this beauty, whether they be for work, for labor, for sports trading, for otherwise, they do custom design, they do custom artwork, all for free to get you what you want. You can get them stamped, you can get them soft and hard enamel, and they do the really cute medals that you can get all painted with your fancy designs and awards and things like that and badges. So look up ultimatepromotions.biz, ultipromo.com if you're looking for that sort of stuff. And much thanks for them for stepping up and throwing money at the pot to make sure that we don't have to run ads. A couple of other things. The Discord is linked there. Please go and check that one out. And I'm also going to type into the chat and add it to the pin right now. The store, if you guys are interested, it'll also be at the Discord channel. But let's put this one up for a moment. HTTPS. The store put together a couple designs. They are cheaper than I expect them to be right now, but as they are when you do this sort of stuff, the shipping internationally requires some pretty heavier prices than I'd rather prefer to charge. But they're cheaper than competitors, and so that's where we're at. The Red Horde.myshopify.com, and I'm just going to double check that that's the one. Feel free to go there and have a look. And if there's a logo that you like and you wish it was on a candle or on a tote or on a thing, go there and poke around. I'm very happy to give me the suggestion, and I will put it out there so that you guys can get there. Goofy says Dan Scar's been solid, so a little bit different than your take, Brendan. There's some of the images, the Red Hard, the Lee. I like the McLean t-shirt myself. The one that's been selling more than anyone is the Weekend Coffee Wrexham one. Surprised nobody's taken the Chester Don't Let It Fester candle, as we'll go through that. Grizzly liking Scar as well. So Scar getting some stuff, and the backup keeper, who I looked at his numbers, that's the one that's on the screen right now that you can see, the Wrexham Coffee, or the Weekend's Coffee Wrexham one. Simple, by far and away the most purchased t-shirt so far. So feel free to check out that and see what you think about it. And yeah, if you guys have a product that you want, if you have a logo that you want on something different, go ahead and do it. Red Horde logo on the left, even if you get the Lee or the McLean one, do your thing. And the other thing, the Discord one is, we'll put that back up in a little bit at sometime after that half is over, and you guys can go there and come and join us as we look to add other features to this and go through the season. Still working in the background on things to bring in the stats on screen, as well as give W&G, who's an absolute beauty, giving you score updates in the chat, who can give those to you. If you are watching on X or on Twitch, slide on over to YouTube. Come and check us out, youtube.com @the-Red-Horde, and check that one out. As we head to Bolton, one of the closer trips that we've got on the weekend. That'll be on a Sunday, and I didn't run the post, and I didn't see anybody in the chats looking to do a neutral watch of the Reading versus Wigan game. So I'm going to write that one down. Patrick, yeah. I need to make the McLean kit in a solid yellow.
No. You got to make one where it's like, what's the when do the yellows turn into a red? Like we have to have a little slash
gradient
through every yellow card and just have them all counted up to like 18 or whatever. Him and Dobson, there should be a race.
That's a good idea. I might have to see if I can design a couple of things. The yellow derby between Dobson and McLean. Gillingham picking up a red. Dalby needs to be doing more. I'm with you. I mean, to me, the ship has sailed in Dalby going in through the season last year, end of the season, and through the summer and the preseason. I kept telling people I do think that Marriott has magic, and he definitely showed that with one of the goals of the season candidates early on. Blackburn continuing to thump the tar out of that team from Manchester, also known as Stockport. Do a pocket shirt, yellow shirt with a red pocket.
There you go. That's what we got to do, Sean. We got to get you a flop or yellow card, red card. So when you see stuff, you can just whip out the card or the flop itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll have a look at those ones.
For the next one, I'm going to have that flop video pop up on the screen every time I think there's a flop going on.
That works. That absolutely works. Until we get the flop counter going with all the graphics, which is being worked on. Taking some time. We've got the whole new design here, and so just looking to add to it as we're almost underway here. This time, Rex, I'm going to go from right to left on your TV monitor. We're going to go from left to right. Still not letting you purchase. Ruth, you are located, I asked you earlier.
I'm going to leave it all up to you, Sean.
Okay, it's up to me, and I'll let you know when we get the kickoff underway. It's fascinating that it won't let you purchase. Let me know if anybody else had an issue with that and can't get it to go, and where you're from, and I'll figure that out. And you maybe stay on a little bit after this so that you guys somebody can tinker with it if you're interested. And here comes, we're underway. Sheffield, Bramall Lane in full voice is Sheffield has the ball, an easy turnover. No, they're going to say that was too much in it from Rathbone, and it's going to be a free kick going as the sub, Gilchrist, plays that one over. Sutar to Trusty. Two or 20? Did he lose? Did we get a sub at the half that I missed? I'll have to keep an eye on that. Sutar with it right-hand side. And not for us, I'm saying for them. Maybe that a jersey numbers come off. Advance forward, Boyle chasing it down, missed header there. That is a number 2, is it not, over on the right side? But I had Gilchrist as being number 20, but it's number 2 here. I just wrote it down wrong. I saw 20 earlier, so that is Gilchrist on the right-hand side. My apologies. Lee, how are you? It absolutely would be. I will take getting it over on them. I will also take getting out of this so that I can stop giving DAZN $35 a month, but that's just me being greedy and selfish. Burton on the restart. 46 minutes and 30 seconds coming up in 3, 2, 1. There it is, 46-30, and Sutar collects it over on his side, and he's got it left and goes to clear it, keeps it in bounds, but it's nicked away by Rathbone. Rathbone over to Brunt. He tries to get it back to Rathbone, can't do it. No, that's Jones. Jones spinning, turning, back to Brunt. Has Evans, decides to bypass him and get it all the way back to Boyle. Switches on. Over to Revan, McLean there, well covered defensively. That back defender, Gilchrist, comes all the way up, and they just turn the ball over. That was easy as, and you could see that coming from a mile away as Peck into the area. It's advanced forward and cleared out, but onto a Sheffield player, 30 yards out. Gilchrist was thinking about it, decides not to, draws it back. Klubali, left side. There it goes, blocked down, spinning around. McLean trying to clear it, collect it, bouncing around. Woo! Burton collects it. Koulibaly had it. Brunt maybe had a bit of a nick there. The ball ends up bouncing around all over the place and then harmlessly ends up over on the right post. I think it would have been wide anyways, but Burton knocks it down, and now he's thinking about how to get this started. 47 minutes and 35 seconds now. Keep that chat going, guys, and make sure you like and subscribe if you have the opportunity, and much appreciation to Welsh Techie as well for throwing out those gifted subs earlier in the show. If you're on X or Twitch, got polls and stuff going on here is so far the yellow card derby between McLean and Dobby, most saying it's going to be McLean at 62%. Do we count cup games when the other player doesn't start in the yellow card derby? I don't know. And here's the other question. Making those cards that are on the other side, I'm going to start to swap them with the game stats. Do we, with those stats, include just league games only? Do we include EFL Cup and FA Cup? I don't want to include the trophy stats because I don't think they really count for anything. But here goes the free kick, and it's pushed short, and it's going to be 18-yard box. Rathbone draws it on back, and Jones going to enter it into the box, and Sutar easily heads that away. Rathbone puts it back, and Dalby going to do something. Give it back to Rathbone. Really? Offside? Dalby's laughing, and I didn't see that being offside by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, it looked like he had to fight through two people to be able to get forward when the ball went that direction. Let me watch that one again. There's the header. No, he's a good 3 feet back. I mean, he had to push off of the defender who was right next to him, but he had 3 guys on the opposite side of him. Oh, well, it wasn't a threatening ball anyway, so if you're ever going to take it offside, that was a horrible call. That's the time to do it. Not even close. McLean, Revan, left-hand side. Nobody really in support, so he pulls back, and the defender just comes in and knocks it out. Revan gives him a little bump in the back to let him know he was there. Leroy says McLean's going to start more, so he'll get more. I can see that. No, they don't. The cup matches and the FA Cup and the trophy are all independent. I should double check that, actually. I did a video about this, and I should know. I'm going to have to watch my own video because I think that there is a circumstance where there is crossover, but I can't remember exactly what it was. It doesn't account towards the yellow card accumulation, but I believe that a red card suspension carries. No. I'll look it up. I'll get back to you. I'll post it once I figure it out, or we can all watch the video after this one. I have already forgotten more than I know. Long searching ball advanced forward. Bolton was able to get it, and then he ends up getting shoulder charged, and they don't give a free kick, and they say it just went out, and it's going to be a goal kick, but it was off of us on the right-hand side. I think that's... Oh, we got a corner out of that. So it shouldn't have been a corner. Maybe should have been a free kick. But here comes left-footed in swinger. Nobody there. Completely not threatening. Three Sheffield defenders being able to choose who wanted to head that one away as it went near post to absolutely no one. McLean goes to get it in. Well defended. Headed away, and that'll go for another corner over on the right-hand side. Sheffield looking a lot better defensively to start this second half than they did in the first half. There have been loose balls and entries into the area that have been contested. They just weren't in the first half. And that's why, even though we didn't have the possession, we were able to get the shots and the touches inside their penalty area. As we take it short, it comes back to McLean, and he's going to draw it back to Bolton, and it goes too far. Yeah. Nice idea. And Jones able to nick it back, though. There's the I give it away, I take it away. And McLean blocked. Lots more effort from Sheffield. Like, they must have torn the paint off the walls because they are into this defensively, knocking the ball down all over the place as that gets all the way up to Gerbich on a long hoof ball all the way down. Imagine being in a coma for 4 years. You wake up to see Wrexham playing in EFL League One. The coma guy would have thought he was sleeping for 20 years. Potentially. Don, yeah, no, I forgot, and that's fine. Lots of scores coming up. Thanks to W&G for letting it go. Blackpool up on Burton, Swansea up on Gillingham, Bolton up on Mansfield, and here comes. That was a late delay. I don't know what slowed him down. That was Boyce, who inexplicably slowed down, allowed Brent to get caught up, and then the entry goes in, and Evans just does the clearance behind the line, and it's going to be Boyce taking a corner from the left-hand side for them. Bradford, if I recall correctly, who we lost to in penalties in the EFL Cup, went straight to pens after. Let's see if we can load that one up. EFL Cup rules: an extra half hour shall be played. Right into the EFL Cup rules. And whoa, Sutar has an opportunity, and with the smash, he puts it about a foot and a half. That's, you know what, for a big guy, he's been threatening and around the box on multiple occasions there as he chests that one down, gets it back, and then left footer, and it just curls off, or sorry, right footer, and just curls to the right, off the right boot, and just misses. So we're going to get, this should be a goal kick. It didn't touch anything when it went out, but there's Sutar and Scar getting a talking to. Laws of the game: in the event the score is being level at the end of 90 minutes, plays in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No extra time shall be played. The winner shall be determined by taking of kicks. So straight to it until after round 5. Oh, I see. Sutar and Scar were trying to take each other's jerseys home. Grabbed onto them pretty good there. 2-2, Shrewsbury Knots. And another whistle. The referee is in full game management mode right now. Stiff warnings and talkings to as everybody as we get extra replays of the Sutar miss to the right. And he's brought Sutar and Scar back again for a talking to? And they're having a chuckle. It's like you've been called to the vice principal's office with your best friend. That's what is Scar and Sutar are dealing with. Still on the replays. Their August allotment of goals tonight being scored. 55th minute. I don't know what's happening on the pitches. We've gone like a whole minute and a half here of added time. After that, all I heard was a whistle in the background come through the headset, and I don't know exactly what it was referencing. In any event, looks like we're back live now as it's a throw in to Sheffield United, and the Blades have it. Sutar back line on their own side of half. Yeah, the bounce around. I haven't been bouncing around on the zone. Reports are there may be bouncing around with Paramount Plus going forward and backwards. So you guys will have to let me know about how your experience is with them. Maybe drawing it back and allowing it to buffer might serve to be the difference. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm going to go back to the graphic to see who's on the bench as possible drawings as we're getting close to the 65th minute standard substitution area. Cleworth in the back line. Barnett could come in on the right. Dobson's back for midfield. Cannon and Lee all on the bench. Fletcher, Marriott, and Palmer all up front. If we get to the 90th minute, and I didn't look up, I should go back to the rules and find out how many transfer windows or how many substitution windows there are. Substitutions. Sheffield advancing forward. Nice little ball through. It's Brewster. He's got space. He's got time. It's crossed and it's in. Don't have to worry about it now, do I? Bugger. That was well done all the way through. I don't know who actually got their foot on it, but that was Brewster with the assist, running it all the way down on the right-hand side and just drew it in. And there was nobody but Sheffield players there, so they just, nothing Burton could do. Harmless and harmful. I don't know what our backline was. We'll have to see that on the replay as Scar and Brunt are both doing the you, me thing as they're talking next to each other as the backline let something happen. So headed down in the midfield through the middle of the box, and it's chipped forward and just Brewster working forward and going, and he splits Boyle and Scar, who's paused, and Brewster just moves forward. It was own goal. Own goal. On goal off of Brunt's left knee. It was going for. Lee says it was offside, and see that was what Scar was trying to do when he did that stop, was put him off, but I don't think it worked. I still think he was on. He clearly was stopping, thinking that by doing so that he would have put Brewster, who was at full pace, offside. And when it didn't happen, Brewster had nothing but time and space advancing all the way forward as people tried to get in there. Ben Slimani was there. He was threatening. I think he probably would have scored had it got to him. But instead it comes off of Lewis Brunt's right foot, right knee. Left knee? Left knee. Sorry, I'm discombobulated. Left knee and goes into the back of the net. Revan tries to enter it into the box. It doesn't get there, and it's collected by Gerbich. Own goal. Bugger. I think to Brunt's defense is if he didn't try to get a ball on it with Slimani there, he probably would have scored that. It wouldn't have taken much to get your foot on the ball. But, I mean, I guess we've seen enough Billy Waters yips that who's to say. Here's the offside. Oh, you know what, Lee? I will take that back. On the replay, I think you may be right. I'd like to see the third man on the other side, but I think you may have been right on that offside call. Oh, looking for the catching Burton out with the long lob from 45 yards out was Peck, and it goes way over the top of the net as Blackburn continues to throw the beat down on that team from Manchester, also known as Stockport. I'd like to see this again. Oh, that's the pitch. That's the long lob over top. Brewster with it again. Not a good touch. It goes to Boyle. Boyle, not a good touch. And Sheffield's got it again over on the right-hand side. Gilchrist, 35 yards up. Draws it out back in. That's Hampson with it, I believe. Gets it to Gilchrist and all the way back to Sutar. 60th minute, 59 minutes, 30 seconds. And away we go. Possession still 68%, 32%. And we shouldn't be on tired legs. Only McLean, I would give a reason for that, is these guys haven't played in a long time. But Boyle with it. Has it. I do suspect that we will see some subs come in late. 5 minutes from now with a couple. Peck with it. Yeah, Lee, when you first did the shout for offside, I thought that you were wrong. When I saw it on the replay, although it was from the back, it certainly looked like he was through. And on the other side, the wrong side, the offside position as compared to Boyle and Scar, I don't know whether Brunt had it on the far left and would have kept him onside. But it was closer than I thought. I certainly, when you can see Scar actively hold himself up to try to put him offside, which just exacerbated the difference that we had to make up trying to get back when it didn't get blown down. As it gets kicked out, had a harmless fall by a Wrexham player. It looks like McLean in the back is Revan looking to outwin the ball, and he does. He's going to get a throw. Oh, they say Revan knocked that out. I didn't see that. That's why they don't pay me to be an official. Marriott, Fletcher, Lee, all lining up. And before the 65th minute? Pardon me. Expect some boos for Fletcher. Marriott. Coming in for McLean. Fletcher for Dolby. And there's the boo for Fletcher. The former Sheffield Wednesday Owls man, 4 years, not loved at Bramall Lane. Go figure. They do not forget. And I didn't see who Lee came in for. Let's see if Fatma will update me here in a second as Sheffield County goes and throws that one in. Possession, Sheffield, all the way hovering around that 35-yard mark and starting to just advance it forward. Right-footed, long thump, and it's good. That went well over the uprights. You could sign that man up to play for the Eagles. I had to pick a team. Went with the Eagles. Rob McElhaney. Damn influence. So yeah, bouncing around Sheffield with it over on the right-hand side. Looking for Fletcher. See, that would be the beauty, is Fletcher getting one and then scoring in the PKs. That would be the fun story. If we were able to get that. And did we take Rathbone off in place of Lee? I thought JJ would have come out, but I guess you're also managing minutes for the season, so you know that Rathbone's going to be out getting lots of minutes this year, so don't want to overdo it. As Scar has to get ahead on that one, and Burton comes out and collects as that one went straight up in front of Burton. Burton thumping it down the pitch. Marriott there, fresh legs. He's up against Sutar, and Sutar just deflects it over, and easy as for Sutar, to be fair. I don't think you're going to beat the man when you have time to when he has time to settle his feet and get under it. You're going to have to potentially look to build it up through the floor. And that long thump, difficult for Marriott to outwork Sutar for it, is Sheffield with maintaining more and more possession, still at the 70% mark. Just clearing it back, and that's Gilchrist knocking it back over. The chats have gone quiet. Long searching ball cleared away, and we're going to get a free kick here as Brewster took out the legs of Scar. A left shoulder took a shot on that one. But yes, Foran's calling for Fletcher. I'll call for Fletcher. Burton with the restart all the way down. Fletcher battling forward, advancing on. Suter comes in and says, I'll clear that. And he does. And here comes Sheffield United. How amazing would that to just have a center back who can just do that? Just the ball's bouncing around and he just says enough is enough. And he's got enough vision and height to just put it wherever the hell he wants. Brewster saying he got stepped on. Saying he got it from Lee. Gilchrist back over. Trusty down the left side. Nice little slide through. Brunt's going to have a man 18-yard box. Bolton comes over to help, and nice dispossession of the ball. Takes it away from Ben Slimani, and it's going to be a long searching ball down the middle of the pitch, which, you know what? We've got Fletcher, and he's a big guy, but Sutar just goes over top of him. But Fletcher earns a free kick. Koulibaly fouling Fletcher. I don't know about the call, to be fair. I'm with the Sheffield fans that didn't like it. They could have known they were there. And then another restart. See, this is the problem, is I just feel like we're a little bit slow right now. Fatma or Burton with it. All the way down. And a foul the other way. Elliot Lee pulling down Peck. The game's just got scrappy now. It's not nearly as exciting as it was in the first half. It's physical. It's players grabbing, lots of hold up, lots of battles around the middle. Sheffield United has subs preparing to come in. Don't know them by face. As Gilchrist looks to advance it into the 18-yard box. Brewster knocks it down in the 18-yard box. He's open. He's clear. He gave the penalty? That is a horrible fucking call. Our feet are on the floor. Nobody's reaching, and he trips over our feet. And they're going to get a penalty against Burton here, and that's a bullshit call. Watch the replay on this one and tell me that I'm wrong as he goes into the box. Okay, he did reach. Bolton reaches over, and it was the extra flick. I didn't see the extra flick. Went up, dragged him down, and there's the penalty. Bolton reaching around the back. It wasn't the firmest, but I also can't say no, right? I would be screaming if it was us on the other side as Bolton got the... Brewster's going to take it, left-footed, Bolton got his left foot around him and then made a little bit of contact, but then he raised the foot again and made more contact and he went down. And so it was that second contact, I think, that ended up doing him in as Brewster stands here staring at the ball, looking to put this one potentially out of reach. Going to be right-footed. Burton staring him down. Step, kick. Save! And then the score on the rebound. Louis Marsh stepping in off of the save by Burton. And I'm going to watch who was responsible for marking on that right-hand side as I was too busy staring over at the dot. Our defense and our set pieces are just behind. And at this level, if you're going to win at the championship level anyways, you've got to make sure you have that stuff dialed down, and they've had opportunities after opportunities. Marsh is sitting there, and it's Lee and Evans on either side, and neither of them, and you can even see Evans pulled his head up. So that's Evans and Lee splitting Marsh, who ran in. Oh, He was inside the penalty area when the ball was contacted. He was inside the penalty area when the ball was contacted. Well, that's garbage. I didn't see that from the front angle. The front angle had Evans and Lee on either side. They are coming forward. I mean, if you're going to take a shit call at some point in the year because you know that they're going to happen, call that one one that we'll take now rather than later and not have it in League One. Let's just get that out of the way. Was a brilliant stop, but they were seeing Lee when I watched it. Because you can, I will admit, Evans laid up and he started to go and then laid up and took a kind of lifted up, and he's been immediately pulled. I wonder if that's a message, as Evans just got substituted right away. As Lee was on the outside of him. Evans was on the inside of them, and he took a couple steps, laid up, and then when he got blasted by Marsh, he tried to run. Now, that doesn't stop things because there was encroachment, and I don't know what you do in those circumstances, except maybe just make sure you run with the defender. Because if you run with the defender, if he's encroaching, you're encroaching, right? Yeah, both. I mean, he's 4 feet, 5 feet in front of him by the time he makes the call, or by the time he hits the ball. Like, it wasn't. It was a nice little attempt by us trying to get it over to Fletcher on the left-hand side, but it just doesn't get there. Bugger. Was that Dobson that came in for? Yeah, it was. And that was Dobson who made that attempt to try and get it over as I'm trying to desperately figure out who's who here. Boyle tries to get it through, doesn't get the pass forward, and it's going to be Sheffield coming downhill at us again. Lee able to get it off of a miss hit by a Sheffield United player, tries to get it to Boyle, but he plays it too far outside of him, and Boyle's got to go save it and get it to Burton, and away we go. I think, yes, the lino blew the call. But what do you do in that circumstance, Lee, where you've got a guy who's clearly encroaching and is moving at pace and is going before contact with the ball? I don't think you have any choice as a defender but to go with him. And if you happen to encroach with him, what's the penalty? Right? You went in with them. Santiago's still looking to try and get a win out of this one. I'm content either way. Maybe I cursed it. I wanted it to be one that went to kicks, but we'll see it. An RKO saying there was probably 4 players encroaching. That's probably why it didn't get called. Just do it by mob. I mean, the reality too is, excuse me, Marsh went with pace, where Lee and Evans were half-assing it into the box. That won't happen again. And I... Tell me I'm wrong. I think the substitute of Evans coming out immediately after that play sends a message. Uh-oh. I've hooked you, Tuglandia. I've hooked you. Right-footed, still onside. Got around Revan. Unfortunately, we got some speed. Into the 18-yard box, all the way across, and harmless. Saying that Revan touched it. We think it went straight out. Nothing there. Yeah, got to stick with the runners and just go. And go with pace. I mean, the reality is the distance he made was significant because we were doing the little jog and Marsh was coming in full pace. And somebody, Evans or Lee, better be buying Burton a steak dinner. You owe him at least that much. Or a nice bottle of whiskey or something. Aviation gin. Stop a penalty. Would there be anything more frustrating than as a goaltender than stopping a penalty and having it go in because somebody didn't mark a defender coming in? Maybe the only thing I can think of is you make the stop and it somehow spins in. Jones getting it wide. Burton with it down the right-hand side. Bolton gets pushed in the back and just gives a goal kick and then an extra push in the back. Bolton trying to flop to call it and didn't get it. And he should know better because he tried that move earlier in the first half and tried to get a flop that they didn't call. They got him around the arms, and so he says, hey, I'm going to go to ground. So he just falls. And as he's falling, he's looking at the lino. And then he gets the shut up push in the back. And to be fair, he probably deserved it. Oh, we did get the foul. All right, free kick it's going to be. Right footer. Far post. Scar trying to get up, can't get there. It's there for Gerbich. He's able to just sort of punch it away. Scramble draw. Looks back at his defender and says, get out of my freaking way, please. And nice little steal. It's put back into the area. Crossed up and headed over top. Who put in that effort? Will Boyle. Boyle trying to be a Max Kluwerth here with the offensive prowess over from the other side coming up. Busted his hump and went around and stole an extra one. Wrexham with it. Long ball. Trying to find Marriott, who's busting his hump. He's going to grab it just at the edge of the 18-yard box. Does he have something to enter it into the box? He looks for Fletcher. Nothing. Cleared out relatively easy, and Fletcher looks like he's come up a little bit limp on the right leg. Hoping that's just a momentary thing. I've reposted the Discord there, and I'm going to pin that one. Lee gets it. Revan, 18-yard box, looking for a cross. It's there. Oh, defended. Sudar goes down and grabs it, and it gets cleared away. It was available there on a nice little ball into the box from Revan. Boyle, down to Revan, outside the 18-yard box, put into the box, and then punched out, and we'll get a corner over on the left-hand side. So still searching here. Still searching. Have to make Sean the official commentator of Canada. What do I get? Do I get a shiny pin? Because if you do, you can order it from ultipromo.com. See what I'm doing there? Right-footed in-swinger, batted away. Opportunity would have landed on us because the keeper was out, but instead it rolls out and it's going to get knocked out. And Jones is looking for a throw-in. We're sniffing, we're hunting, we're searching as Sheffield is collapsed defensively. I don't think that the long throws that effective as Brunt had an opportunity, got the shot, but it deflected and went all the way out. Had that got over top of that defender, I think it probably would have been threatening. Game is not available on iFollow. You're watching on Paramount Plus in the US. You're watching on DAZN Canada. If you're in Central and South America, you're on Disney Plus or ESPN Caribbean. And what else am I missing? Sky in the UK. That would be some. You know what? I'm here for drama. So you want to put something on the documentary? Let's get 2 Stephen Fletcher goals in the 11th minute. Dobson doing Dobson things. Ninja-ing the ball away, gets it to Revan, up to Fletcher, left-hand side. Give him credit because he had 3 guys around him, and he not only stole the ball, he pulled it backwards and then found a lane and put it forwards. All in the blink of an eye. Bolton working right-hand side, needs to get a cross in. Jones, he'll get it in. Ooh, the Sutar with the header just got it away from Lee, who was sitting there licking his chops, looking at a volley. Yeah. I guess that's why he's good at what he does. I do like Revan and Dobson. And you know what? The quality, there has been a bit of a jump up. But mind you, I think Sheffield's not pushing forward as hard as well as that one gets cleared all the way back to Burton, who just ends up thumping it down the pitch. Brunt misses that header by a country mile, but that's fine because it's going to go out of play and we'll get a throw in. 78 minutes, 47 seconds, coming up to 78:50. There it is. Walsall and Exeter heading into Pens. You got to love that, right, RKO? The boos that Fletcher's getting every time he touches the ball. That's why I just love. We're going to pull Barney in for Bolton. The biggest asset that Bolton has over Barney, I think, is his ability to drive to the middle of the pitch. Barney doesn't do that as much, but the reality is he couldn't do it this game, and he doesn't have the crossing prowess that Barney has, and so maybe Barney can do a little bit more down that wing. As Shrewsbury and Notts County heading into Pens, a lot of drama everywhere in the first round of the EFL Cup. Less Tuesday games. And the only thing that I have to watch is to confirm that if DAZN's covering the game, that I'm not geo-blocked. And so that'll be coming up in an upcoming game. But I'm hoping I'm able to drop my DAZN subscription. Oh, we've had subs quite frequently come through RKO. 61st minute is when they brought in Marriott, Fletcher, and Lee. Barney just came in at the 80th, and we've also had Evans come out for Dobson right after the goal because Evans didn't put his head down and run with Marsh. And Marsh scored because of it. Nice ball through Gerbich. Oh, he came way out of his box, 22 yards out to steal that one away from a pursuing Marriott. That was a dangerous one, and it was well read by Gerbich. Otherwise, that was Marriott in the clear. That would have been interesting. 10 minutes left plus added time had that happened and transpired. Gerbich collecting, draws it on back. It's going to be the young guy who came in for, Saricki. Is that who it was early in the game? Gilchrist with the groin injury. Not what you want in an EFL game is for anybody to be injured. I'll take the loss over an injury. Jones running with the Sheffield man. Gets it all the way back. Reminder, the Discord server that we've just started is also up. You can go there, take part in a couple things, score predictions as we go through and start to keep track of those during the rest of the season. Brooks, the new sub in, draws it on back. And it gets to Gilchrist, who goes to Sutar. Sutar didn't play as a starter in the last one, so interesting there that he's not a regular man because he's definitely been a force in this one. Whoa, searching ball, finds an empty gap. Oh, is he wearing Wayne Gretzky numbers? 39, not 99. Ryan won with the opportunity. I thought that he was wearing the number 99, and I thought maybe there's a Canadian connection going on there. Battle through the midfield as nobody wants it, and it's going to go to Brooks, and he mistouches it and gives it away. So Dobson collects it, tries to play it forward, but he couldn't get it to Jones. Sutar settles it down in just one pass, and here comes Sheffield, 20 yards out, right footer. No, wide open is Brooks. Great save, Burton, but now he's got to get back and make another one over on the left-hand side. Give it to Burton. He's looked the keeper. He's let in 3, but he's made massive saves. He's faced 17 shots, 6 on target. At 7 shots on target now, and a couple of them absolute thumpers. This 3-1 loss, not attributable to him by any stretch of the imagination, as the battle's at the 18-yard box, and finally it settles, and we're going to get a long thump down, and that's Marriott left to run on it, and guess who? Guess who's there to collect it against Fletcher? Oh! Gerbich just missing as Merritt came sliding in to go and try it. That would have been an amazing goal had it have gone in. Probably missed it by about 3 feet. But Sutar, just a beast back there. Exeter goes one up on Pens. W&G glued to that one, reporting as it comes in. Brooks with it. Blades fans doing the Bronx cheer on the kickabout passes. Way every time there's a pass. There's another pass. 18-yard box. Sheffield going to deflect it out. It's going to go for a corner off a Scar over on the right-hand side. Don't know if Scar's ready to take over from EOC, Clueworth, or TOC, to be fair. And I don't know if that's just out of form, needs some more practice experience with the guys. But if you're telling me, and I thought EOC had a shoddy game. Interestingly enough, Liam Roberts, YouTube, obviously people know who he is, not with me on that take. He thought that EOC, another save, couldn't get the next one. 4-1. Just letdowns defensively and set piece bash. There's going to have to be some work on the set pieces. My freaking God. Burton with an acrobatic save over on the right-hand side ends up knocking it down, and it gets cleared over to the other side, and Burton just stares as it finds the back of the net. And is that Sutar getting a reward for – he's had opportunities all through this game. He's been all over the pitch. Give that guy man of the match if that's who scored it. So left-footed in swinger from Brooks, and it goes far post, headed, left-hand save, and no, it lands on the feet of Ben Samane. And nothing that can be done there, except for maybe the guy on the line to come forward. But wide open on the far post. Who was supposed to have him as he could have had himself a cup of tea before he decided to put that one home. Shoddy, horrible. Could have been Brent. Yeah, he was running in there anyway to try and get there when he was loose, and I didn't see how he ended up getting so free, whether there was another pick play or otherwise. He just producer B in my ear telling me, nope, Brent had him marked and then just lost him. Revan! Oh, good save by Gerbich as Revan has an opportunity, and he just puts it straight off the pitch and up, and it was going to go just below the crossbar, I think. But Gerbich was able to climb the ladder off of that deflection off the ground, the volley. Yep, I think that would have gone in. Right-footed volley off the ground and then flicked up. Could have been, should have been 4-2. Gerbich ends up saying no. Well done by Revan anyway to get a late stab at it, and we'll get a corner. Right-footed out swinger. Into the mob, headed down, and it goes wide. That was Scar trying to make an impact on that one and got ahead to it, but not enough, and it rolls out to the left. Just one of those days that a team goes through. Parkey, not looking impressed. Despondent, I would suggest that look is. You know what? Light a little bit of a fire. We got a massive League One competition. You go into Sheffield, you get your butt handed to you. And now you have the opportunity to go and fix it, right? And what's the harm? There is no harm. Hey, Dark Sparks, thanks for joining in. Sub buttons are always there for you. Not impressed by Brunt. Yes, Nash, I'm definitely with you. Sub Revan with the opportunity. RKO thinks, you think that was off the crossbar? I think that would have gone in. I think that was, if at all, it hits the top of the crossbar and goes in. If looks could kill, says Ruth. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's an opportunity rather than rip the paint off the walls to just go in and do a call to arms. How are you going to come out now against Bolton? You just got absolutely plastered. And so what's going to be your move now? But if you were coming into this one on the back line thinking you were going to step up and earn your spot, the set pieces, the opportunities that came from the 18-yard box, otherwise just too many of them, 20 shots. You let 20 shots, 8 of them on target, and lots of them of the dangerous variety. Steven thinks he's going to pace the room. And Lee, hey, I get it. They were Premier League last year. I get it. But it's also their B squad. Work to do. But I'm happy to focus on League One. Last year, I thought we could take League Two and still make deep cup runs. This year, I'm not convinced. I mean, the trophy should only see our reserves. I'm excited to see Harry Ashfield and how he performs in those because he's looked an absolute belter in the midfield. And I think that's a kid who's got a role perhaps by the end of the season sliding in despite how stacked our midfield is. That's how highly I rate him. 4-3. Looks like Walsall took that full time. They did. W&G reporting. Thanks for keeping us up to date on the scores. And a nice little turn by the Sheffield United player and another save by Burton. Enrico, no. I mean, I didn't check off their subs, but of their starters, Brewster and Ben Slimane saw 12 and 19 minutes. Sariki saw 19, but he came out early because he pulled his groin. And Peck saw a single minute. So I don't know if some of these subs saw some minutes or not in the first game because I didn't go back and cross-reference who came in. But not a single starter that started in their game against Preston started in this one. There's an entry into the box, but guess who headed away? Sutar. I can't recall a game that I've seen other than the Aiden Flint versus Notts County game when I decided Flint was a defender, although he never played well against us. I haven't seen a center back performance like that in years from Sutar. Like, he has single-handedly just destroyed everything we've had. Brooks, 18-yard box, looking to get it into the area. He does. Scar, marking the man. Nicely taken away and just cleared out for a throw. Barnsley takes out Wigan 5-2. I can't. It sounded like that was an attendance announcement, and I couldn't hear it. And you're right. We've taken our fair share of scalps, and we consider ourselves a team that likes to take out Goliath in cups, not in the EFL one anyways, which, to be fair, given the prize money as low as it is throughout, I'm not really that worried about it. You get your 45% ticket revenue from this one. It's not a bad day. Would be close to what we'd get on a sellout, to be fair, at the racecourse. And that's not an insult to the racecourse fans. That's just because of the limitations of having 13,000 right now in the stadium. 4 minutes of added time, or 3 minutes into it. And so I was, of that poll that ran earlier on, 81% saying that they wanted to have a win irrespective and anyway, in any manner that they could get it. We got to talk man of the match. In a loss, still got to give it. Is it Revenue came in as a sub? Is it, Lee ended up having a step over and Sheffield walked up and had to talk to him. I don't think there was anything intentional on that, but had a step over stumble and kind of came down. And you can't win all of them, and I'm okay with it. That challenge was a bit of a hard tackle, and then Lee came in and did the trip up over top. Looks like we're going to get a free kick or a throw. Going to be a throw. Shrewsbury taking out Notts County. That's like, do you want to be constipated or have diarrhea? Like, who do you choose between Shrewsbury and Notts County? Like, do you want to not have to go to the bathroom, or do you want to have to go all the time? Either way, it's painful and it sucks. See, I'd actually argue, Stephen, that it should be the keeper. He probably, as far as performance goes and saves, deserves it, as Fletcher tried the bicycle kick to score and didn't get it in. Boyle as a nominee, that makes sense to me. At least an effort probably should be there. Another one, Boyle. Anybody else? Steven says go for Knots. I missed that contact, so RKO, I'm going to have to take your word for it on the shoulder check and committing the foul. No. There's a spoiler. Maybe. But we'll watch it. I don't like spoilers, Dark Sparks, and I'll boot you if you do it again, but it ends up with Revan. And there it is, 5-hole, as we knew was coming. I'm not offended because it's a 4-2 game late. Oh, we've got Marriott into it. Revan into it. Fletcher into it. Sutar into it. Marriott tried to get the ball quickly so that we could get the replay going, and somebody went over and grabbed it. I'll be honest, I was looking at the chat, so I just saw Marriott into the net, so I assumed that it was him running to grab the ball, and now everybody's collapsed. Just don't want to have any stupid time and nothing come up of this. Fletcher, somebody wanted to whisper in his ears, Fletcher being the Sheffield Wednesday guy, he's being followed all the way down the field, and Scar standing in front of him. Who is this who's got the problem with Fletcher? And so Peck's going to get a yellow for this. And he's saying he's got me by the neck. Peck got it. Scuffle action. And the person who I want to know who's talking to Fletcher all the way up the pitch. And that's the story for me, George. Set pieces worry me. We've been out-muscled, outplayed, outsmarted, picked, and Rico's calling for the comeback. So let's see what happens here. Revan grabs it, goes 5-hole. That's a hockey term. I don't know if it's a football term, but through the middle of the wickets. And Peck goes to grab it, and Marriott goes to grab it, and then they end up in the scuffle. So it was Peck preventing Marriott to get it, and Marriott initiated the contact. And I want to see what number is this. It goes and gives Fletcher the chirp late. They're not going to show me. 4-4 incoming. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, we're only going to have 2 minutes to go here. Man of the match. Does Revan hit the list? I mean, he's had his opportunities. He's only come in as a sub. Oh, and the ref's going to blow it down early. He's not going to let this one go and just say it's over. We're not going to let the drama happen. Brian, I missed the update on Davis. Had a good PK. Good for him. Good for him. Appreciate that. So I've only got 2 nominees for the late poll on the man of the match. Is that all I've got? Or do we just give it to Boyle? Let's put it between Revan and Boyle, although I think it has to be Boyle, just because he was a sub. So start a poll. Man of the match, alphabetical order. Boyle, Revan, start it. Fire it up. Have a vote before you go. I'm going to take my headset off and... Oh, no. Can I do that? No, I can't do that because then I won't hear you, Brendan. So I got to keep this on. Yeah, but it's two there. Brendan, join us. Jump on in here, and here you are. Thanks for coming. Lee, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. I appreciate everybody that's here. Grab that like button. I only see... well, I guess mine don't reload, but like button, subscribe button if you're there. X if you're watching, Twitch if you're watching, slide over to youtube.com/@theredhorde and hit the subscribe button so you can get updated on everything that's coming in. Follow along with my Horde Herbs and my Who Are You series as we figure all of that stuff out. I can shut down no replays, it looks like. We're going to go to the ads. I'll mute that and see if we end up getting some replays of what happened after that. No, they counted the second goal. Had to have counted the second goal. Boyle, man of the match. I think that's the right answer. I'll add one more vote as we're at 56% right here. Yeah, no, it was announced 4-2. And so we'll take it. Look, it's the EFL Cup. The money that you get for it is nominal compared to the FA Cup. If I remember, you'll get the away, you'll get the ticket revenue. And if you draw a big away day, that can be a healthy allocation, but you certainly get that in the FA Cup as well. Plus for every FA Cup match that you move up, you get a large amount. Brendan, tell us, what are your thoughts of that one? 4-2. Some people saying got to blame the goalie. Some people saying you got to blame the back line. Some people saying you got to like the fact that there wasn't enough of an edge. What do you say?
See, I think I have never played football at high enough level to understand how much the positioning of the defense is at the beck and call in direction of the keeper, or is it your captain on defense, like barking it all out and everything. There were a lot of lapses on defense, a lot of misses, and a lot of really good saves by Burton. So I'm not experienced enough to know if Burton was making those mistakes or if it was just all defense. It looked like the back line and how it was managed, and a bunch of mistakes by Brunt, I think, added to it. But yeah, I mean, I thought Burton looked good. So.
I thought Burton looked good too. Got to work on our set pieces, for the love of God and all things that are holy. We didn't threaten. I mean, you look at the corners; they were 7-6. I don't think we threatened on any of them, and I think they significantly threatened on 5 of them. Backline never followed through, when the keeper did his job. I'm with you, Ruth. Gustavio given all of us the man of the match, and I think that certainly counted for something. Grizz says definitely not the goalie there. Thanks, Julia, for joining us. Appreciate you. Marriott making a big difference when he came on. RKO says blame the back line in total. The goalie did great, could work on direction of his punches and getting back for the second shot, but the D let way many guys through unmarked. And one way to look at it is that the goal that they scored. I mean, you could suggest they had a goal that got in by a centimeter, and you had the Marsh goal, which was George Evans and maybe Elliot Lee half-assing it into the box. If you would have stopped that penalty and that goal doesn't go in from Marsh, and Jones was a centimeter further forward with his foot when he makes contact, it's a 2-2 game and we're going to pens. Arguably, you can make that pitch. I'm not that hurt. Are you hurt?
No. I mean, I actually like the fight at the end. I think that helps a team kind of bond. You want them to be kind of there for each other. So I liked that. You want them to be competitive and trying to win, even if there's only a minute left. I like Marriott's effort there. He earned a lot of points for me. And of course, Fletcher getting in there and mixing it up. That was great. So, and Revan, probably the smallest guy around there, and he was in there trying to back up Marriott when they were pushing him around. So, yeah, I was all for that. Good signs everywhere.
Yeah, I'm okay for that. I was talking about the money just for reference as to why, to me, the EFL Cup doesn't matter. By winning this one, Sheffield United, in addition to their 45% pool on the tickets, they pull in £5,000 for the win. If second round you get £7,000, third round 10, fourth 15, and it works its way up to the winner getting £100,000. You compare that to that's the prize fund for 23-24. Let me see if it's increased more for the FA Cup. Just give me a second here. I don't have what the prize fund is for this year, but I can give you next year. Or sorry, not next year, last year. If it wasn't for the keeper and Sheffield taking shots directly at him, the score could have been way worse. I guess that's partly true too, as he did take that one bullet from Sutar off the right palm early on. Was it Sutar or was it Brewster? In any event, I think it was Brewster on second thought. Had that one. He had a couple that were right at him. Conversely, Revan could have had two, but at the end of the day, just not enough. And the biggest difference was their set pieces. Just every single corner was threatening. First round proper, £41,000 instead of £5,000, with it working its way up to $2 million. And I mean, if you get into the third, fourth round, you're getting more for winning the third round in the FA Cup than you get for winning the EFL Cup. The prize in the EFL Cup is you get your Europa spot, right? And if you're outside the Prem, then that's your only opportunity to find a way into Europe, is by winning either the EFL or the FA Cup. It's exceptionally rare to do, but it has happened. So there's W&G going through the list of everybody that moved on to the second round: Stoke, Leyton Orient, Blackburn, Barrow, Bolton, Coventry, Wimbledon, Blackpool, QPR, Cardiff, Birmingham, Colchester, Crawley, Derby, Fleetwood, and then another list there, and I'll keep that one posted. A reminder, I've got the redhorde.myshopify.com. I'll post that into the chat just now. I won't pin it because the Discord is up for people to join the Discord. We'll also list it in there if you guys join. If you've had the opportunity to go and you didn't get through and were able to make the purchase, let me know what you got for a message, so that I can have a look at that, because from everything that I did and all of the tests and receiving some orders in, it should be working. So if you are interested in getting the shirt, I'm going to look at that McLean in yellow. Can you get the McLean in yellow? I don't even know. Let me find out here as I'm talking to you. I'm working on the Bolton Wanderers video. I'm hoping I can get that out to you guys tonight, my time, really late, probably early in the morning in Wales, if I can get to it in time. If that's that all happens, I'm hoping to have somebody from the Bolton Wanderers podcasts community have a look at it. I keep calling them the Wanderers. I didn't know that they call themselves the Trotters. They don't call themselves the Wanderers. So I think I'd have to remember. I'll tell you when I make the video of who I suspect is going to do it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on X, if you're on Twitch, slide your way over here. What else do we take away from this game? Boyle was into it. I think he should get the man of the match. The poll says, it's close, 52%. I'll leave that one up. It's 50%, as people don't agree with me. Do I get to pull a Trump veto? I shouldn't make it political. Do I get to...
we can co-man of the match.
Yeah, if it's 50-50, maybe it is a co-man of the match if it's that close. I mean, if it's 50-50, I'll be the deciding vote in Boyle's favor. But if it's, if it's not, we'll split it. I don't know. Thoughts generally. I mean, the back line wasn't there. The set pieces weren't there. I'm curious if the question is going to be asked, and that's the one that I don't know the answer to, is which coaches are responsible for it, because we weren't ready. And whether that's you blame the coach or you blame the players, but I'm curious as to who's responsible, because somebody's got to take a look at a mirror and wonder what the heck's going on. I would like to see it with Parky, if anybody asks him the question of the sub of Evans coming off. And now recognizing Evans and Dobson, I've been saying throughout, I like Evans over Dobson, as great as Dobson has been. And a lot of people think he's an exceptional player. His demeanor and his control is something that I really find myself drawn to. I think he's done himself a disservice by lackadaisically entering into the box there.
Yeah. But I mean, I've always felt uncomfortable when your team's on a great streak and they've been on a streak for a really long time, and then you go into the playoffs, because I'm like, okay, now you're bound to have your stinker of a game, right? And what you want is to have that stinker of a game, no one to get hurt. It gives the coach an opportunity to yell at you. You have to take it, and the chances are you're going to come back stronger in your next game, and we could really use that in the Bolton game, right? So I think this can be used to help, fire them up a little bit more and bring them together. So hopefully that's what they use it for.
Yeah, Grizz raising a good question here. Can't you have both Evans and Dobson on the pitch? I think you can if you're wanting to play a defensive game. But you've got Rathbone now out there, who's, I think, him and Lee are our top midfielders. So I think Cannon now, despite the amazing season that he had last year, is going to have a tough time finding minutes, and is probably going to end up spelling between. I think those three to some degree are going to rotate, and I think Dobson and Evans are going to some degree rotate that defensive midfield position. And you'll have three up front with other midfielders getting interplay. As it sits for me looking at the Bolton game, do you see any reason to put Scar into the back line for the Bolton game, or do you just leave that untouched as it was in the Wycombe game and go with Cleworth, O'Connor, and O'Connell in the middle?
Yeah, I think you keep the O'Connor, O'Connell, Cleworth group. They work well together. They have the best chance to have good chemistry. They know each other the best. They've worked the most games together. At least for this away game, I think that's who you should start, and go from there.
Thanks, Ruth. A Twitter DM works for me. I hope that and by the way, if I don't follow back somebody, by all means in the conversation in the chat, let me know if I haven't followed you back, because I'll make sure to do that. Goofy Splat saying JJ looked nothing special in my opinion. I wouldn't say special. He, as Brendan pointed out during the halftime, he had some giveaways in the second half. Well, and in both halves, he had some takeaways. So I thought the one thing that he did do well was forcing some possession changes, which is always something that you look for from the midfield. Revan taking the over on the poll. Nobody backing me on the Boyle thing, eh? All right. Woody Windsor leaves Scar out. I think I'm with you. As much as I think that Scar's going to be a player, and I think that he's going to be knocking on the door, whether that's just because adjusting to the new squad, he just didn't have it today. I don't know, and I'd have to look it up at how many games he's had over on the right and the left. Wemo saying the goalie had a great game. I'm with you. I wouldn't say great, solid game. As RKO pointed out, some of the saves were directly at him that made it easy. He certainly made some acrobatic stops as well. And I don't know if you can fault him really for any of the goals. An own goal, a Marsh while he sprawled out after making a penalty save, one over to the far side that wide open for Ben Samani to put that one in. What do you do? All right. What do you do? And then the other one was a hammer shot that was arguably cleared off the line. He had no opportunity to get to it. So
I did.
It is what it is.
Pretty funny. It was brought up before. You had O'Connell clipped to O'Connor to Cleworth to score, right? In the first game, and now you have Boyle knocking one in this game. And we're well worried about our forwards not scoring, and we're getting this much help from the back line. I feel like it just exposes how much I don't know. I was thinking the number one thing after you sign a Okonkwo is getting someone to pair with Mullen and potential the backup, right? I'm thinking we're so going to struggle in League One to score goals. We won't just be able to manufacture them with our other guys. They're not quality enough to get those scores. And then he goes and gets, all new guys in the midfield. And I'm thinking, well, what are you doing there? That's one of our most solid positions. That's where, we don't need help. And what does he do? He puts those guys in, and Dobson and Redmond looks like he's going to be great. It just seems like if those guys are stealing the ball, not letting the other team progress through the midfield, they're getting it turned around going the other way, they'll create really great opportunities for not necessarily top tier strikers, and inevitably they'll score. So, I guess that's the better way to go. I just, as a novice watching this game, I just thought it was, we need strikers, we need strikers, we need strikers. We're never going to score. And apparently that isn't it. I think we'd probably score better.
Well, it certainly is statistically. You look at any team, and the center forwards are going to be putting in their 10 to 20 per season, right? And your center backs are going to get 1 to 4 over the course of the year, usually. So, there's the proximity to the net certainly helps that. I think that we're not as bad off as we think, even if we have Mullen and Marriott as a combination. And I still am not convinced as to why they can't go together. I know that Parkey likes to have his big body to hold the ball up and to play that role. But I like having two Bulldogs and the idea of Marriott and Mullen being guys who can finish, doing their thing. We didn't talk about Rathbone that much, and we'd certainly got to look at him today. Effort certainly there, but I didn't see really any magic. But mind you, new team, and he probably hasn't really even had that much time to train. Do we just hold off on the report card from him too as well, because he's had even less time than Scar?
I guess you have to, right? He had less time definitely on the pitch, and you saw him running hard all the way across the pitch. You like that. In the thought of McLean, Rathbone, and Dobson out there just running around crazy. And we know Mullen's a nonstop guy, and Marriott really has seemed to turn it up a notch when he's on the pitch. If they decide to go with what you're suggesting, which is if they don't bring in another striker, they go Marriott and Mullen up front and just hassle everyone. That's a lot. You'd be bringing a lot of speed and hustle out there, and I think good things would happen off that.
Yeah, for sure. I think probably going to wrap this one up. I'm going to have to jump back into the work thing and get 6 hours in now. Brendan, I want to thank you. Another day of you producing and at the controls, and super appreciative of all the stuff that you do behind the scenes to make sure this is getting out and saving me some time to do some other things and have time with my family as well, who just showed up, if you can hear them now in the background. So super appreciative to you. Super thankful also to my sister, who's paid legitimate money and market rates. Altipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. They make these pins and otherwise. So if you need them for work, for sports pin trading, for if you've got a Reds group that you're a backer of and support, and you want to get a bunch of those, I've got mine from the London Reds and otherwise from when they were over here. Feel free to reach out to them and have a look. And as well, if you're running tournaments and you want to get some really nice medals, yes, they're being shipped from Canada. But I'm sure you'll get a steal of a deal on them, and they do some pretty remarkable things with the hard and soft enamel and the painting and all that sort of stuff. So feel free to go over and check them out. We'll have to make sure we get that little bumper going. I didn't see it, this one, Brendan, the one that I made that has the Alti promo thing pop up on the ad, but we'll We'll work on that. Discord channel is available. It's pinned on YouTube. If you can get there, come and join us over there. We'll do some score tracking and have some stuff there and chat. Jack of all trades, I thank you for that. And W&G, you had a busy day, my friend. And all the scores that were going, and you were there for every single one of them. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I enjoyed you reporting to us all of the comings and goings that was happening around in the EFL Cup. The EFL Cup sunset occurs, which means less games, and it means less Tuesdays, but it allows us to focus on the league and get stuck in early on. And with the start of the season and how difficult the first 6 games, now 5 games left in that hard series is, it's not necessarily the worst case scenario, especially because the prize pool just doesn't matter to me. We'll be here for the trophy stuff as well. Watch the B squad get their run out and see if Chomp actually gets out there, over Burton or not for those. Other than that, did I miss anything, Brendan? Final thoughts from you?
Nope. Looking forward to Bolton. Looking forward to your Who Are You?
Yeah, I've put more time into this one. They're usually 25, 30 minutes, even on the one takes. That's Walter having a bad time. When I hear broken.
I wish you interviewed Stunt Peg, or at least her doppelganger that we found in Vancouver.
That was crazy, right? If for those that haven't watched Stunt Peg, we went to a pub over on Olympic Village called Craft and sat in the pub, and there was Stunt Peg's exact doppelganger lives in Vancouver, and Irish as well. Woo wee, dude, having a good one out there.
Sounds like we're signing off.
I'm going to have to sign off and go and help out here because there's some madness that's happening in the other room, and I'm glad it's happened post-game rather than during, so I don't have to stress out my wife and I can come to the rescue. Everybody do your thing. Discord channel is there. I'll check what happens with, if you guys are, please try to make a purchase, even if you get it to the last page before the checkout, and see if you get the shipping and it looks like it would go through, and let me, even if you don't want to buy one or have a look to see if you're able to put things in the cart and figure it all out, because somebody keeps having a problem. The poll has wrapped up, and unfortunately that's not going to be a one vote differently, so my take on it didn't count for crap. I can't influence you guys, and I'm just not persuasive enough. Seb Revan getting man of the match, 41 votes, 53-46, and so if I add a vote, I don't get it there because 42 votes, he'd still win it with 52%. 51.5%. So that's what we'll call it. It's a Revan win, man of the match. I'll make the graphic up, put it up on Instagram. Hey, that's another thing that I wanted to add. I don't do the Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook stuff as frequently. Want to get into doing it more. One of the challenges, I'd like to be able to stream live on Twitch, because I think it'd be a great platform to pull in new fans who weren't sold on Wrexham to know that we're here. Not just for me, but for the club, to get people connected. You can't run lives unless you have enough followers. So specifically on TikTok, but also Instagram and Facebook, if you could go to the Red Horde and give me likes there, despite there not being a lot of videos, and I'll keep trying to add more to it to do that, get some inertia. I'd like to be able to stream this as a live on TikTok. Just because I think that if we hit the For You page, we could draw some people in and set them in the right direction as Wrexham fans. A way to push the market and push the agenda a little bit. So let's do that. EFL Trophy doesn't start until September 10. Thanks for the reminder on that, W&G. And I don't think the first round proper starts in the FA Cup until, is it October or November? But we'll be here for the draw for that. And then also have to start to think about the women's matches and how we're going to do that. If there's anybody here who likes the idea of doing this, I would love to do all of the women's matches. It's something I'm passionate about. I want them to be represented. I want to help represent them, but at the same time, to give away 2 days every weekend away from the family for an entire season is difficult. And so if somebody wants to grab those, whether that be in partnership with somebody, we can figure out the tools to make that happen and share them about and let you guys do that. So let us know. Other than that, I think I'm going to sign this one off. Brendan, thank you so much for it. And we will see you Saturday for Reading and Wigan. We're going to do it. We'll see who shows up. And then Sunday for the Bolton match. All right. Stay tuned for the Who Are You series, Bolton. It's coming up shortly. And thanks everybody for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.